Hey guys, it's been a long time since I've hosted a normal hangout besides a debate, so I think now is as good a time as any to do one, at least possibly later on in this video and not right now. But before anything gets a little bit too crazy, it's already seemed to get to that point. I'm just gonna share my thoughts on what's going on right now, and I want to say this as calmly and as within myself as I possibly can so that I don't get frustrated at the behaviors that's going on. In case those of you don't know, for the past 2 days, we've been dealing with dishonesty in the great debate community. And those who watch usually find that to be something entertaining, when someone is going off the rails or becoming emotional, or when a hangout deteriorates, that's when the entertainment begins for a lot of people who watch, and I know that. And then there are people who go into a hangout thinking, let's have a discussion on views, on who has a better argument for the position that they hold. And that's a very important value that we place on ourselves, to be able to approach conversation with a degree of honesty and integrity. And I think now, with the problems that are going on, we are sacrificing that honesty and integrity and just good judgment in favor of what brings more views. And now I'm not saying that this drama is fabricated. It clearly isn't. I don't think it is. But the degree to which we are allowing it to deteriorate is beyond high school. TE decided it would be a fantastic idea to quote mine a marine biologist fairly new to the GDC. I believe his first name is Lance. He's a good friend and colleague of Dragnot. So Dragnot thought it would be an interesting discussion to have with him, just to get his take on things. Steve decided to poke the bear and ask a very sloppy question. That sloppy question being, what does DNA do in water? Now, being a marine biologist, thinking outside of the lab, he assumed he meant regular water, tap water, something that you get out of your faucet or in a tub, or outside in a reservoir somewhere, something exposed to the elements. So clearly he said the enzymes and that bacteria and debris within the water would affect the integrity of DNA. So no big deal, and everybody would agree on that. Immediately preceding that comment, that's when Steve said, no, 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 we meant pure water, as in lab quality water, water that has all the debris, enzymes, microbes, bacteria, whatever else removed. And he said, oh, in that case, then no, it wouldn't. It would take a long period of time for something like that to happen. Now, we all knew this. This discussion has been beaten to death over the years. I believe this first came up between DNA and water and true empiricism in 2015. So honestly, I don't think anybody cares about that. The issue isn't whether it dissolves or degrades. Nobody quite cares about that. It's what happened after. It's the fact that someone can listen to a hangout like that, listen to it in its entirety, and decide, I'm going to absolutely misrepresent this person. And I'm going to make sure it makes me sound good. That's sick. And that eats away at the very fabric of this community. And it really does. I know some people, again, as I've mentioned, only think that this is something for entertainment. But we are really trying to understand each other on a fundamental human level, and deciding to be intentionally deceptive in order to represent yourself in a better light, or to make it seem as if, all your deficiencies just magically go away. That's when I have a problem. And I'm not proud of going after him or insulting him in the live chat as I did. But this wasn't the first time. The first time I made an excuse for him. I assumed that because it was spread out over 2 hangouts, part 1 and part 2, with Dr. Hugh Ross and Fazrana, I was charitable and said that Ronnie must have simply misunderstood. He didn't watch both videos all the way. He just heard, the interesting Q&A portion and thought, this is it. I got what I needed. Instead, he cut pieces from the second part of that video and decided to say, well, you see, look at what's happening here. This, I believe he was an astrophysicist, excuse me, I'm not quite sure of his occupation. This man, this physicist who has no idea what they're referring to, is agreeing with me and saying that dissolve and degrade are synonymous, which was later corrected by his colleague who would know that very thing. And me, being an idiot, decided perhaps it was just too difficult to understand for true empiricism. It wouldn't be the first time. This time, this was blatant, and he made it obvious that it was. Because he had actually said in one of his deleted videos that because I'm subscribed to him, I managed to catch live at work. He said the scientist Lance clarification, the second half of the clarification, which means he watched that video in its entirety and deliberately and selectively quote mined him. There is no excuse for that. I'm sorry, there isn't. And I understand people are bringing up, particularly on Ronnie's little posse over there, they're bringing up, oh, well, Steve McRae does this, and Ronnie has had him, dumb fuck of the year. We're not discussing the bad behavior of everybody in the GDC. Frankly, I'm not a big fan of the behavior that goes on. And I am guilty of doing it myself. I'm human, and I try the best I can to remain polite and calm and have good conversations because that's what I want. I really genuinely do want that. But in this case, deliberate lying to people at large, deliberately lying to your friends about what happened, is not being Christ-like, is not loving your neighbor or loving, period. It doesn't show any Christ-like qualities that you claim to have. If you were wrong, you admit it, you move on. In this case, they're having hangout after hangout and deteriorating the situation further by DMCAing, by bringing up irrelevant nonsense, and then deciding that this is how we're going to proceed in the Great Debate community. And it makes me question whether or not this is a worthy pursuit. So I've talked long enough. Steve.
Hey!
Yeah, sorry.
Well, oh, Michael.
Yeah, give me a second to mute.
Here's the thing. We as content providers, we have to protect our intellectual property, be it whatever form it is. There is obviously rules on YouTube, and there's many videos they can go out and watch. Matter of fact, if somebody wants to send Ronnie a video on what to do if somebody downloads your entire video and uploads it, there's many videos out there that explain exactly why it's DMCA-able. And you have to protect your content. I was at least trying to be respectful enough to say, hey, Ronnie, I don't want to go this route. I don't want to see you lose your channel. I don't want to see a strike against you. I just want you to take down the video, because you cannot download a video from some channel and then rename it and upload it. He, of course, refused to do that. So I have to, obviously protect my channel and my intellectual property. And so I DMCA'd him. In retaliation, him DMCAing a valid video, because I took a video clips of one of his hangouts, but I modified them and made it into a new video. It's called transforming, right? So I transformed the original content into something else. Perfectly acceptable. That's how YouTube survives. You take something, you morph it, you do a response video or whatever. And when he signed that little thing saying that he was filing a DMCA, that is a legal contract. That is a legal thing that he is saying that he's doing this because he feels that I took his content, and he knows very well that That is what it is fair use. We explained it to him. It's he basically did this for retaliation, and that is considered perjury. So here's where it stands. I've already fired the counter notice, and I filed a very good counter notice. I've already got a response that the counter notice has been accepted. He has 10 to 14 days to file a court junction against me. So he actually has to go down to wherever the court he lives in. He has to file in the state court to try to get me to remove that video. If not, it stays up and my strike is removed. Now, if he doesn't, I'm waiting on this, but if he doesn't go to court, I will be promoting malicious DMC. Basically that he maliciously tried to DMC me, even though he knew it was fair use, and it was out of retaliation for me DMCing a actual video that he had downloaded and then re-uploaded. So I will be pursuing this. This is legal action. I have no problem with this. I told him before, I've never lost a lawsuit. I do not bluff. This is all upon him. I was willing to let it go as soon as he dropped that video. I had no ill will whatsoever, but we know that Ronnie will not drop things. He likes to escalate things, and you see how far it gets him. Now, Antonio, challenged me, called me out, and just for shits and giggles, I said, fine, I'll go in there. I'm not scared of any of them. And of course, once they found out that I wanted to bring to their attention the DMCA, they're like, no. Even though Antonio said, Steve, are you a man or a coward? You need to drop this. Well, Antonio needs to understand there's nothing to drop at this point. I've already filed the counterclaim. My video will be reinstated. My channel will have the strike removed. They've already accepted it. He, however, I will be going after for fraudulent DMCA on my channel, which is bannable, which is a bannable offense. And I have people that I've talked to on this, and this is his main channel. So it's unfortunate, but this is the route he wants to go, and so I will be going full barrel after him. And I'm sorry, and if you think, and I don't know if you do or don't, but if you think that it's sad that it came down to this, and I shouldn't, I respect that. But if not, I think you have to fight for your rights around here. And
no, I mean,
I hope you're on my side on this. I really do.
Can I add an observation soon?
Oh, sorry.
Who let you in?
I know, right? It's like I invited him or something. I don't have my headphones in, so sorry, there's going to be an echo. I didn't initially, I said, you know what, let's give, the recommendation I told you this morning, I believe was, I just told you to leave a comment, warn him, let's see what his next move would be. And I knew he would have a hangout, Steve is going to copyright claim me or whatever, which was fine. But at least we're going to know what he's thinking, where he's at, and why he did what he did, because, he has a habit of blathering. What I didn't expect was all of this to then tumble down like a house of cards. And it's gotten to the point where they're going through videos years old, 3, 4, 2, and trying to find something to copyright. Now it's no secret that G-Man has my number and that he and I talk on the phone. I've tried to explain my position, which is I'm not a fan of what's going on. I'm not a fan of the DMCA's flying around, false flags, I'm not a fan. I wish it didn't go to that. But Steve has a case. He just does. Same thing happened with Red's Rhetoric, and he lost. Not Red's, by the way. I was referring to True Empiricism. True Empiricism did the same thing, and he lost. Now he decided to repeat the same thing he did to Red's with Steve. He is going to lose, and I firmly believe he knows that. I think he just wanted to drag everybody down with him.
Yep. Everybody loses.
Yep.
It's scorched earth. And again, I don't know if you'd asked me this morning if it was going to be this bad. I want to kind of take the position now that, yeah, I predicted it. But it's not that I predicted it. It's so familiar. I've seen this loop so many times with other of the radical religious that get involved in this situation. Yeah, I don't know. But I wanted to note a couple of things about sort of how this hangout started. And it very quickly, as the Antonio's thing, and very quickly went to, well, it's because Steve lost in debate. And they just read a whole bunch of other topics. Look, if we're going to discuss DMCAs, let's discuss DMCAs. If Ronnie felt he had cause to issue the DMCA, then he did it in good faith, and he can justify his reasoning or not, because that's a matter between the parties, right? But they're not. They're talking about everything else under the sun. Now you said, Steve, a moment ago about how, well, Hannah, you said it, about how Ronnie chose to copy Steve's video in its entirety onto his second channel, his so-called drama-free channel. And he's just totally baffled. Oh, I didn't even expect there to be a DMCA. You said he chose to put it up there. According to Ronnie now, he was tricked into it. Veckel and Antonio were nodding along like, oh.
Yeah, someone put a gun to his head and told him to do that. Yeah, fucking sorry.
No,
Well,
he
the
actually
story
said,
is,
no, he said atheists told him to go do it. I'd like to know which ones.
well, it doesn't matter which. I mean, because none did. I mean, he just made it up. Now, what's happened is a lot of people have said, including Hannah, have said, in my view, you misrepresented him. You could have shown more context. You could have provided more of the conversation. If what you were trying to do was say, look, here's this scientist. His name is Lance. I finally remembered his name. Every time I bring him up, I say, what's his name again? I keep thinking it's Tyler. It's a different guy. Here's Lance. This scientist believes this. And let me tell you what this scientist believes. I'm going to show you what this scientist says, and I'm going to show you how it matches what I've been saying. But instead of doing that, he shows a snippet of something that says the exact opposite of what the scientists believe. That's what people are objecting to. So the advice that's been given to True by a number of people was link to the original video so people can go see it for themselves. The fact that you took a little snippet out of it and then didn't guide people to, once it came into dispute, that this little snippet actually represented his position, you should have had ready right away. Here's the link to go see the original. You decide for yourself. Link to the original video. Link to the original video. In Ronnie's mind now, that's turned into atheists told him to copy the video to his own channel. There's not once that and I know I'm repeating myself, but I really want to illustrate this point. It needs to be repeated to True. It needs to be repeated to Antonio and to Brojo and all the other people that are in that hangout just listening and going, yeah, that's total bullshit. It sounds like, I think it was Brojo said, that sounds like a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap. I beat you. I was already unmuted. But you know what I mean? I'm going to repeat it again. I apologize, people, but I'm going to repeat it again. Not once has Ronnie said the following. Atheists told me to link to the original video. Ronnie has never said that atheists told him to link to the original video. Ronnie has said repeatedly, atheists told him to copy the video onto his own channel.
Okay, I got a quick question. Maybe I'm not following. Who is atheist? Is this atheist person the one who owned the video, or?
Yeah,
or...
atheists told him to copy the video to his own channel, and atheists have flagged his channel, meaning DMCA. Yeah.
Can I ask something here? What definition of atheist are we going to be using this time or in this sentence that's bound to change in the next sentence that comes out of these people's mouths?
Yeah, well,
atheist
I'm going
to mean anything.
I'm going to say kind of neither here nor there. You know what I mean? Hannah, it's your hangout. You do what you want. I kind of don't want to do. I mean, I'm going to go do evening stuff with my kids here shortly. I don't want to do what they're doing in that hangout. Is they're telling a bullshit version of the story. They're getting each of the basic and critical facts wrong when they retell the story, and then they're connecting it to all these other things. Like, you notice they've talked more about TST than they've talked about Steve McRae.
Yeah, go figure. Let me say something, because then I'm going to leave. I'm going to actually leave right here. So all I'm saying is that Ronnie has tried to pull this crap with me about 3 years ago. And the story has been said so many times, and we all know how that story ended. It ended with him losing badly. And he is doing the exact same thing again. Now, apparently, they want to take it even further, because what they didn't do last time was throw a bunch of other people under the bus. They didn't throw you or Fiona or anyone else. They didn't threaten to, false flag their channels to oblivion. But now they're doing it. So they're actually doing a worse version of what they were doing with me about 3 years ago. All I'm saying is this. I do not, under any circumstances, want to get into a pissing contest with these people. But I'm saying this right now to G-Man, and I'm saying this right now to True Empiricism. If you fucking come at me, you guys will not have a fucking channel. Try me, motherfucker. With that, I'm gone.
Okay. Well, I got that one point I got to respond to there. I had posted earlier today that not one word has come about, okay, let me say it this way. I hear a lot of vigorous enthusiasm, real energy from G-Man and True Empiricism on how they are going to take down all these atheist channels. They have a beef with Steve over a particular document, right? The DMC takedown notice. But they're not going to deal with the takedown notice. They're not going to deal with Steve. Now it's a war against all the atheists, and they want to take down all these channels. And there's genuine enthusiasm for it. And this is the funny thing about these guys, is that the truth comes out. When they get emotionally energized like they are, they accidentally start speaking the truth. Their hatred for people comes out. Their hatred for ideas, their hatred for other people's freedom of speech. This hatred's coming out. So when they're now saying, that's it, they're going to lose these channels. I mean, G-Man did the little hangout here a while ago. I still haven't finished watching it. I got about 5 minutes left. But partway through, he says, you know, well, the reason I don't file DMCAs is just simply, I'm going to admit this, I don't know how to file DMCAs. But boy, if I do know how to ever learn how to file DMCAs, these channels are all gone. Now, let's be clear on what G-Man's saying. G-Man's not saying, if I learn how to do DMCAs, I'm going to take steps to protect my copyright. Not at all a hint from him. He's not saying he wants to protect his copyright with a DMCA. He says if he knows how to file DMCAs, those channels will be gone. He wants a tool in his hand that he can use to shut down what he sees as enemy channels. Now, I've not heard any words from anybody saying, well, we should be taking out these Christian channels. We need to stop the spread of the gospel message, not just from any Christians, but only the real Christians. None of us have said that.
For a quote mine.
Now, for the first, yeah, there you go. For the first time, and now I'm hearing Red saying that he would be inclined to completely ablate TE's channel. Now, he did say, if you come after me, then your fucking channel's gone. I want to say I disagree with any effort to take down TE's channel. You know, Reds is going to make his own choices. I sort of get his point that he's saying if TE wants to make a flag war out of it, and TE now has, as he's declared he's going to do, set himself on a course where he's going to try to take down other people's channels, maybe that's a reasonable move. And I sort of accept that people are going to hold that position. I'm going to say that's not my position. And the reason is I've been through this before. I listed, I think, 6 other incidents where this has happened, where all of a sudden everybody decides they're going to start taking down everybody else's channel. And at the end of the day, what ends up happening is people file their counter notices, the videos are put back up, and then people just sit there and grumble about it for the next year. And nobody loses their channels. I've just seen it so many times before.
Yeah, well, no, but this is a little bit different because I am pushing for the fact that he filed a false DMCA, and with the video that he had threatening to my channel, I am drafting a letter to YouTube. It's just I'm waiting a week or so because, as people that might know, when you file the counterclaim, he has, I think it's 10 to 14 days to respond, and he has to go to his he has to go to his court, state court, whatever it is, to file legal papers in his state. And once he does that, then he can send it to me via snail mail. If he doesn't, I can literally say, look, this is more evidence that this was just a malicious DMCA.
Yeah, well, it's federal court.
Federal court.
Both parties in filing the takedown notice and the counter notification. In doing so, you cede to the jurisdiction of a particular district court. There's a federal district court, and so yeah, the one guy issues a takedown notice. The video comes down, and that grants YouTube safe harbor. The other person files the counter notification saying that they believe that this takedown notice was wrong for some reason, and then the video, there's a waiting period for the other person to respond. So in this case, the filer of the claim, in this case, well, it's both of you guys now, but whoever filed the original takedown notice has that 10 to 14 day business days to go to their district court and actually file, and then come back with, I believe it's a certificate of lease pendens, a certificate from the court saying, I have now sued this other person. And if they don't come back to that within 10 to 13 or 10 to 14, whatever it is, business days, it's about 3 weeks, then YouTube puts the video back up and they preserve their safe harbor. So nobody can sue YouTube. And I know this process. I've been on the receiving end of DMCAs. I've done the same thing and pounded my fist and said, I'm going to, take down this other person. Like, I'm going to sue them. And now I've seen other people rail about how, well, then I'm going to sue them because of their fraudulent response to the counter notification. Nothing. There is one case from 2 years ago where one person filed clearly malicious, vexatious. They didn't like this other channel, and they just, every video that went up, they would file a DMCA claim, even though none of their content was in that video. So the party that was receiving all those DMCA claims actually did sue the person who was filing the false claims, and they won in that case. That's one case that got to be famous because it's one case out of the thousands and thousands of times that this happens at YouTube every month. So my honest prediction, I'll wrap up in this point. My honest prediction is that this is going to be just another stepping stone in their increasing hatred for us. And it's going to be, you know, the guys are going to file their counter notifications. The videos are going to stay up, and people are just going to bitch about it forever.
Hail
And that's a
atheism.
problem because what?
Well,
Hail
that's-
Satan. What?
Yeah.
Hail Satan.
Tomorrow is yesterday, you know. I mean,
No, I mean, but here's like you said, this is scorched earth kind of thing, and I'm fine with that. I've done the scorched earth, but I've never been the one instigating it. But I've never backed down.
Drag, what do you think?
Hail atheism.
Hail atheism.
No, that's no. Multiple and I. speaking
Hail
of this, please don't
Electrophoresis.
yeah, Multiple and I have been talking a lot offline about what's going on, and it's pretty interesting. Like those of us, I guess, am I considered an old head? No, I guess I am. Maybe, I don't know. But I remember the Brett King days. Like I do distinctly remember kind of going, oh shit, you know, I might want to back up my channel because I am on the Brett King shit list because I don't fall for his bullshit anymore. And it wasn't a fun time because no one wanted to put out any content because if people forgot about your channel, then they wouldn't go searching for shit to report. I had one of my videos reported by Matt Slick because I called him a stupid poopy head. To be fair, the entire thing was not a critique on the content. It was just calling him a shitbag. Like, and so it rightfully so. The videos were taken down, and I think my channel received a strike, whatever. So that's why I stick to like the commentary, even though I do crack jokes. The whole thing is not about a character attack, and that's why I'm trying to move away from that. Tried, but
Antonio just found out just now that, or like earlier, that my channel was entertainment. Really? Wow, good job. You're
yeah,
smart.
but it's one of those this weird things that. Like, I agree a lot with what Hogtie was saying. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid all the way, but I do agree that every so often you get to see people's true colors come out. Like when the shit hits the fan, you get to see who the cowards are and who are the warriors. And me being me, I tried to at least see if I can talk to G-Man. I know. I should trying to talk to some sense in the G-Man. He ended up hanging up on me because like in all conversations, he talked over me every time he'd ask me a question, skip to another question when I would start to make a point, switch the topic, and then get upset and hang up on me. So that was something that was just a futile effort. He is more concerned about people using his real name, which he's given out multiple times, and something about Fiona having a video on her channel. I think that was from his channel.
yeah, the chocolate atheist, yeah.
So yeah, the chocolate atheist one, and I asked him if it was a commentary or if she had edited it with offering a critique on it. He never got back to me on that. So
No, I didn't. I uploaded the video long after the event because one, he'd removed it from his channel, and then he was trying to spin it as if it had not quite happened the way that it had. Now, he spoke to me about that and said, you didn't put mirror in front of that. And if you don't put mirror in front of it, I'm going to flag your channel. So I put mirror in front of it. So he put a condition on it for me having that on my channel. I fulfilled the condition.
Yeah, as soon as he put a condition on it, she's honored that condition. I mean, if he wants to dispute that, then he can write to Fiona and say that, you know, ask her whatever he wants to ask her, or he can pursue it how he wants to pursue it. It's got nothing to do with anything else that's going on, right? I mean, I get that he's trying to point out the hypocrisy, but the thing is, it's really not relevant to the circumstances. And plus, like, what do you do when he says, okay, well, you can do that, but these are the conditions for it? You know, it's ridiculous.
well, the point that he was trying to make is that if Fiona and he can have that kind of verbal agreement, then what True did should be okay. And he kept harping on the fact that True placed mirror in front of the video. And I said, did he talk to Steve about that? No, he shouldn't have to. He put mirror. I said, did he talk to Steve? No, he doesn't. He put mirror. That's what it says in terms of service. I said, where does it say that? It doesn't match in there. And I'm like, okay, then he's at that point, I knew that he was gone. Like,
I was just, I was going to bring up that point. I didn't know if you knew that or not, Drag, but apparently you picked up on that. As I hear the two sides of it there, what I'm hearing from Fiona, she puts a lot of weight on there being permission, right? That
Yes.
whether or not you're allowed to have someone else's content is a function of whether or not you have existing rights, or where you don't have existing rights, or maybe you do, maybe you don't, but you seek the permission of the other person. So in Fiona's mind, this permission thing is kind of important. I'll leave it to people to decide whether that's true or not, which obviously it is. But in G-Man's mind, the word mirror is the golden ticket out of any DMCA claims. So I can go to any of the Vivo channels, Mariana's Trench, Vivo, or Shakira Vivo, or whatever, and I can put on my channel, I can't upload Eyes Like Yours, but if I call it Mirror: Eyes Like Yours, now that producer can't take down the video because I put the word mirror in there. And I mean, I heard him say this. I was like, what? Like, oh, it's just some crazy G-Man shit. But he said it several times now. He really thinks that and like you say, he actually refers to terms of service. It's in the terms of service.
It's not just that. He also believes even taking clips counts as a copyright claim too. That's DMCA-able. I tried explaining. He called me while I was driving, and I was trying to explain it to him. He did the same thing to me that he was doing to Drag, which I guess it's all the hyperness is coming out. But I understand why, so I'm not going to fault him for that.
He's pretty energized. Yeah, he's pretty energized by it. And one thing I would discourage people, by the way, I know a lot of people, like, it's good to mention fair use, but I kind of resist the idea of somebody declaring, well, that's definitely fair use. I mean, fair use is a pretty thorny area of law. I think there's a good case to be made that the fair use also evolves to fit the climate. So fair use in YouTube is going to be a different thing than fair use in the music industry, for example. So it's a really hard call. I mean, there would need to be more case law on fair use. But I mean, a lot of this is solved by getting someone's permission. And when again, I'm going to jump back to this point, but I just really want to say this again. It's Ronnie saying that atheists told him to copy Steve's video onto Ronnie's channel. And has he got any evidence for that? He doesn't seem to mention that atheists said, well, hey, maybe you should link to the original. He doesn't mention that at all. But where, I want people to ask Ronnie to highlight this point, where is this trap that was set for you?
I just
want to, oh, sorry, go ahead, John.
I'm just confused. He doesn't listen to atheists any other time. Why would he listen to atheists now? Like, I'm genuinely confused. If he spends most of his time disagreeing with us, why on this one occasion when he supposedly agrees with whoever these atheists are that told him to do this?
That's just it. He's not stupid. He's really not stupid. He's just looking for the way out, right? So he's done these things. Sometimes clearly it's just because he's ignorant and he just got caught and he's making up a lie to kind of weasel out of it. Most of the time, when he makes a decision, like deciding he's going to put up the mirror on his secondary account, that was calculated. Because, if I get DMCA'd here, it's not going to affect my main channel. However, what he doesn't understand is that YouTube has policies, and certain policies require them to take strict action against those who repeatedly make claims and lose. Okay? One of the most severe punishments for something like that is an IP address ban. Now, most people don't know what that means. Well, it means it doesn't matter if he has a sock account. If it's registered under that address, it could be his True Talk TV, it could be his True Empiricism, it could be whatever other accounts he has. If it's cross-referenced with the address and the server, then that's it. They've got him. You're not allowed to use this device in this area to do this. You'd have to completely go and hide your IP address again.
I need to ask you this, Hannah. I need to ask you this, and I want you to consider your answer. Answer carefully. Are you, Hannah, suggesting that people hack Ronnie's, do some hacking to get his IP address? Is that what you're suggesting?
Do you want my honest answer, or do you want my I wish I could answer?
Yeah. Do you know why I'm asking?
Yes, because he believes that I do that regularly.
Oh no! Oh no! That's a different thing. Yeah, I know you were accused of hacking Hangouts before. No, somebody had made the point you're just making. So in a post, I think was it Steve started that post, and it just blew up. Like in an hour, it turned into 87 replies. But G-Man jumped right in there, and in that post, hopefully Drake's looking for it. He can screen share it. There's a point partway down where one of the people commenting on that post had said, "Look, you got to watch out because it's quite possible that when they index these IPs and they realize that those accounts are attributable to the same IP." You could end up losing both of them. Well, whatever. So G-Man's response to that was, oh, so you're saying that people should hack to get his IP address. When it was perfectly clear from what this user said and what Hannah just said, that when YouTube looks at YouTube's own records that include our IP addresses, YouTube might make this determination. Somehow in G-Man's mind, that was a suggestion that people should go and hack to get Ronnie's IP address.
I tried explaining that to him on the phone. I was saying, listen, he dragged us. I don't care if he decides to go back 2, 3, 4, 5 years and DMCA every video he feels that he wants to. I don't care if he does it to GD Kane. I don't care if he does it to Fiona, Steve. You know what? Go do what you think is right. If that's what you believe, that's what you do.
Go wild, dumbass.
My only thing no, seriously, I'm not gonna argue with him on that. It's just too much of my time, and I'm driving, by the way, so I'm trying to get off the phone as quickly as possible. Anyway, the only point that I was making was Ronnie has gotten caught once before, and not in a just take down the video kind of strike. It's a strike against him that with my tech, I can see that the strike is still valid on his account, right? He doesn't have a good standing. Which means if he continues this behavior, YouTube just goes, well, fuck this, right? Like, no more of this nonsense. G-Man doesn't have that kind of issue. I believe last time I looked at his account, he's got a good standing. So if that's the case, if he continues to pursue this line of bullshit, he's hurting himself in a manner that he won't be able to recover. And I'm trying to explain that to G-Man so that he can relay that information to True Empiricism. But he's not understanding what IP banning is or what that means. It doesn't mean your account gets banned. It means everything you use to gain access to your account in your immediate device pool is inaccessible. You won't be able to do it.
Well, I think True knows now because he's kind of going into defense mode with some of the statements that I'm hearing from you guys, and from some of the actions that he's taken. I think he knows he fucked up on some level. So, none of this stuff really surprises me. Like none of it really does. I kind of saw it coming in a way, but I didn't think it escalated this fucking far. But what I continuously am surprised about is that these guys still don't see the true lies so much.
I think they do. I think there's some validity to it. I think they've seen it. They're saturated by it, right? When you're saturated by deception, you're numb to it at that point, right?
I don't know.
I mean, I've been on the live feed over there just talking to them, and wow, it's like they literally live on a different planet. They're not understanding anything what's going on. They don't know what a DMCA is. They don't know how it differs from a flag. They don't know what a counter notice is. They don't know. They're literally lost. They're like, don't understand. Taking clips and transforming something to something else is not the same as taking an entire video. If you worked for like Sony or something, and you have this 1.8 billion hits, it's a great video, and some content other provider said, you know what, that's a great video. I'm gonna download that. I'm gonna put it on my channel. You don't think there'd be a problem with that?
No, I don't really even know what to say. We're trying to go ahead.
Well, the thing is, it's pretty obvious that he knows that what he was doing is wrong. That's why he put it on the True Talk channel. He wants you to flag him. He wants you to put a DMCA strike against him. He doesn't think down the road that, oh, this is going to result possibly in an IP ban like what happened to Brett Keane. He doesn't think that far ahead. All that he thinks is, look, I can take this, spin it, and go, oh, look at what these atheist cowards, look at what Steve is doing. He doesn't like my argument. And he's going to use the DMCA as a method of attack.
Well, he's already been pitching the story, too, that this all boils down to what Lance had said in that Hangout. So when people look at the full video and realize that Ronnie was right, that it actually embarrasses Steve. So therefore, Steve is taking all these steps in order to hide this video. So that's why Steve is trying to talk Ronnie into taking it down, and why Ronnie filed the DMCA, because Steve is trying to hide this video. Which video am I talking about? The video that's on Steve's channel.
Yeah, it's like he would have a point if it wasn't available on Steve's channel, and Steve isn't embarrassed to show it.
I just like even who is this? Matthew Ecclesiastics. I guess he's trying to make some sense of it. Poor thing, but
it hurts him to even do simple freaking math.
I mean, he ain't the brightest boy in the world, but he knows TE, just take it down. Like it was that simple. And so I'm trying to get clarification. Even Matt. I mean, even though it's kind of past that point, I think even Matthew Ecclesiastics.
It's a matter he filed a false DMCA on me. That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah. Oh no.
I'm not worried about it. I mean, I've already fought it, but I mean, he should be worried about this.
Yeah. I mean, that's the greater issue. But I think even if Matthew realizes that TE fucked up, then that's saying something.
Yeah, he's not exactly a ball washer. I mean, you can sort of make fun of his math ability or whatever, but Matthew has one trusting relationship in his life, like unlimited trust, and that's with Jesus Christ. He doesn't have as much respect for true empiricism as Ronnie would like to think. And when he hears this, and he just hears like, you're getting into this dumb war, is that what you want in your life? Why don't you just not do this? And that's, some people can make fun of him, but he's a lot more sincere in that way.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them are, and I think that it's what it boils down to is that this is a small clique. Like these guys, there's maybe about 10, 12 of them, like the G-Man, Ronnie, Antonio Fletcher kind of gang. They're not a large group, and they're also like the ringleaders of this group aren't widely accepted among larger Christians that might be in this area that have more support there. So because of that, they kind of like they back themselves into this small group, and they'll defend that group, regardless of what it is, even to the point of not giving good advice. It's the whole being surrounded by yes man type thing, where one of them should probably speak up and say, yeah, true, you know what, regardless of what your opinion on Steve is, you done darn fucked up. You shouldn't have filed the counterclaim. You shouldn't have done this other stuff. They use the system, and they're going to win because the system's on their side. That sucks. Sorry, but you know what? Move on, type thing. But they don't want to do that. And instead, they sit in the room, and we talk about the echo chamber and the yes men, and just agree to everything. And in the end, they're going to give them bad advice, and it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, taking legal advice from G-Man is like taking fucking parenting advice from what's her name? Not Letourneau, Casey Anthony.
Well, remember, G-Man consulted Ronnie about his legal advice.
Oh, God.
So here's the thing that I don't understand, is that there was, I watched G-Man's Hypocrite video earlier today, and as well as, again, another video encouraging people to go out, and, I mean, he brought up Brett Keane and, how to follow DMCA and, these other things, and he has this idea that he's going to go on and start doing a, this huge campaign to start flagging down people's channels or getting people's channels taken down. Like that's his intention now. That's the route that he wants to go. And then on top of that, I mean, he thinks that he knows this. I mean, he brings up the Atheist Experience thing again. He's like, oh yeah, remember that time my channel got flagged by the Atheist Experience for, because I was simulcasting whatever, and I won that. No, you didn't. They told you to take it down. You took it down. And that was it. That's how it was resolved. They told you they pulled the DMCA if you took the video down. Video's not on his channel anymore, and so they dropped the DMCA. That was it. You didn't win that. It was on their side, and they told you what they wanted to, and they did it. And you did it. You how is that a win for you?
He has maybe just has a low standard for winning. That's my guess.
I don't know. It's weird. It's weird in the sense, like, I know why Yeah, this came up in a hangout with Steve the other day with where he was arguing with Stizer and somebody else about this, because Stizer was kind of attacking Steve for why are you going after such low hanging fruit, and Steve's defense to this was this is an entertainment channel. This is an entertainment channel. I take bad arguments and I destroy them. Okay, great. Whether you agree with it or not, it's what Steve's channel is. But what is their focus? Like, oh man, like why are they making such a big deal? You know what? Just brush it off and move on. Like, who cares? Like, Steve's not going to give up. On this, he's still going to keep on doing his thing. So their entire position now, their entire existence is dependent on, if you take a look at this hangout, just trashing Steve and Drag and all these other people. Like that's all they're doing now. Now Steve's channel, Steve's position is pretty clear. Yeah, it's an entertainment channel. I want to make fun of these people. Their position is what? They're here to spread the gospel. They're here to expose the lies of the final days, like on G-Man's channel. What the fuck are they actually doing? They're sitting there bitching. That's it. They've lost the plot. They've lost the plot of the entire reason why they're here. And then you watch these videos where they complain about just like, oh, what is the atheist role on YouTube? Well, if it's to piss you off, they're succeeding. Because, what's your role? Let's start to bring this back on this. What is your role here on YouTube? This goes up to G-Man and True and all these other guys. Antonio, he wants to talk about abortion and all these other things. He wants that to be the focus of it. But they don't do it. They don't stay on their own fucking points. And that's where it gets frustrating.
It does get frustrating. I'm back if I can say something. First of all, how's the Wi-Fi in this gym?
Not bad.
That's okay.
Okay, good. Maybe as Anytime Fitness didn't skimp out on Wi-Fi. Good. Just a bit of a reply. When I came in here all fuming and pissed off and stuff like that, I just want to clarify, and Hogtie clarified it for me by, I think it bears repeating, I'm only going to retaliate if they come at me first. Keep in mind that the only reason that they are threatening my channel is because I hurt their feelings. I did not tell Steve to file a DMCA. I supported his decision, and that's all on him. But I did not personally file that DMCA, nor was I pushing Steve to file that DMCA in any significant way. None whatsoever. I simply stated my support and what I would do if I was in his situation. So they're taking that, blowing it completely out of the water, and threatening my channel of progress. Now, to Hogtie's credit, he hasn't had to deal with this before. I had to deal with this before 3 years ago. And there's only one way these people are going to get it. Like it or not, G-Man does not learn. True Empiricism does not learn. Antonio does not learn. Veckel does not learn. So the only way to let them know, like a bad dog that took a shit on the carpet, is to smack their asses a couple times. That is the only way they're going to understand this is the wrong thing to do. You will get retaliation. This is a shit show you don't want to be a part of. And if I have to be the bad guy to make sure that happens, so be it. But in 2 to 3 years, you all can thank me later, especially you, Hogtie.
Sorry, Red, you're breaking up. You got to say that all again.
Oh, don't be mean.
Maybe
sorry, I lost focus because your icon's not quite centered.
I forgot about that. Yeah, no, Cloud clears a bell and makes perfect sense, and I take your point.
I mean, honestly, I kind of feel the same at some point. Like I don't know if you guys listened to the Hangout. I think it was yesterday night when I was in a storage closet freezing my ass off. I was basically just thinking, okay, let me just throw my 2 cents in there and maybe we can have a little bit of a discussion. When he started, when he started screaming, and I mean, like, he was getting yelly and interrupting, and G-Man was trying to moderate us.
He went full G-Man.
Yeah, well, no, not G-Man, Ronnie.
No, Ronnie went full G-Man.
Oh, I heard about that. I didn't actually get the chance to listen to it. I can only take so much bitch per day, so I reached my cap. So I'm sorry, I didn't see that.
No worries, I understand. He started squaring up and basically provide the evidence right now. Do it right now. And I said, listen, to do that, it's going to take me a while. It's about 2 years of shit to go through. And if I make a video, when do you want it done? Like, as quickly, when would be the quickest time you want it up so that you can make a video response in a timely manner? Like, work with me. Instead, before I can even finish what I had said, explaining why I needed time to make the video, he decides to go ape shit. He's interrupting. He's like, "See, you've got nothing. You've got you no evidence. Show it up now. What the fuck?" And something about that, someone who's just that blatantly disrespectful and just frankly moronic.
I would love for you to load up that video where that happened. You're in the closet.
No, I'm not kidding. I was in my.
I know. I just, as I said it out loud.
No, it's funny.
I meant, yeah. And so load up that part of it where right before he starts shouting at you about you got nothing, and then pause the video, and instead go back and watch the video he made 2 weeks ago or a week ago or whatever it was, right after. Remember, I'd posted that challenge about, look, if you're going to accuse all these people of lying, I would like any one of the Christians, I'll give you days to look at this, come up with an example of a lie. Arcane contacted me and said he did have examples. I think this was on the second or third day of that, or third or fourth day of that. And he says he did have examples. He comes in, he has no examples. I say, well, look, even if you could remember one now, remember one that was against yourself, like surely you're going to at least remember one. I'm not even asking him to prove it. I'm just saying, come up with an example. He's got nothing, right? Ended up just kicking him out and ending the hangout because whatever, right? Now remember, so that's a period of time that I gave them days to list an example, not even prove it. So listen to Ronnie's hangout after that, where he says, I don't know what Hogtie is trying to prove with that, the putting Christians on spot, expecting them to come up with examples on spot. I mean, they just can't do it. That's just really not fair. So listen to that clip where he complains that I was putting Christians on spot because I gave them, a whole group of them, 5 days to think of an example. And then finish listening to the clip where he starts shouting at you because you couldn't provide evidence while you were on a mobile device, not at your computer.
Yeah, I can screen share, but there's not going to be audio because I don't have speakers. This is on my laptop. Does somebody? I put the link with the timestamp in the side chat. If somebody wants to, take that up, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I got to say, by the way, Hannah, I thought you did a really, really excellent job. I sort of. Something we should set ourselves to a standard like that, where you went in and you talked very calmly. I mean, they're shouting at you about this stuff, and you didn't mince words. Like, you didn't say things like, "Oh, well, I can see, from my perspective, it kind of looked like that you didn't really represent them fairly, but I can see kind of from your perspective that maybe you didn't see that it wasn't fair."
You didn't do it that
straight out. Yeah, you were. You were very clear when you said that you'd come to the impression that he misrepresented it because you made 2 points. You said that the fact what Lance had said, that within seconds after he said that, after the cut in Ronnie's video, within seconds, that was clarified. And Ronnie had to have listened to that in order to edit that clip out. And he chose not to include the actual position that Lance stated because he wanted to quote mine the other part. And the second point you made, I thought was excellent, was because this isn't a one-off. This is what you do. This has happened before. And you came up with a specific example. You never got angry. You didn't get upset with any of them for the way they were treating you. But you were able to just very calmly say, look, I've seen it. And the opinion I've come to, this was an intentional, and you kept using the word intentional misrepresentation.
I mean, to be fair, when towards the end, when I just wanted to finish making my point because I had to go back to work, and Ronnie decided to just jump in and start shit, I did go a little bit New York, just slightly. I tried to dial it down. I didn't cut him like a dumb fuck or anything like that. I was just like, all right, you're gonna step on my toes. I'm gonna get a little bit pissed off. Let me just put you back in your place. And we were going at it for a little bit, but nothing to the degree that he had a hangout. I think it was yesterday or a few hours ago, basically depicting me as like a raging dog, like screaming, interrupting him, barking at him, essentially. And I thought, how is it possible that a man can just this individual can retell a story in such a way that is completely counter to history that just happened a few moments ago? He couldn't even remember what he wrote in the live chat, where he specifically said, I mirrored your, what did he say? Something. I mirrored your hangout, and then said
I
the
know I
very
didn't.
next
I didn't say
sentence he
mirror.
said is like, I never said the word mirror.
That was funny. That was fucking funny.
Yeah, you could just scroll up and see what he said. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because it's such a common human failure, right? We all misremember our conversations to some extent, right? We all tell stories of things. Oh, I remember that time that, you know, that I'd seen this traffic accident, and then you tell these amazing heroic things you've done. We're all subject to that, retelling a story, minimizing our hesitance or our or our mistakes that we make, and sometimes exaggerating the good things that we've done. That happens even in simple conversations. But there's a simple solution to that with Hangouts. Before you go shooting your mouth off about a conversation you were in, go back and watch the Hangout. But even when I hear people who don't do that, when they say, oh yeah, I was in a Hangout the other day, and I do it myself, I'll talk about, oh, I was in a Hangout the other day and this is what happened. And I won't exactly have a solid memory of what happened. But it's usually sort of true to what happened, even if I don't remember the exact words. Whereas Ronnie, yeah, within minutes, even during the conversation, he will, I mean, I want to give him credit here. Do you think he's lying? Like, he's so badly, his retelling of a conversation that happened 5 minutes ago is the polar opposite of what happened. Like him claiming that you were just shouting like a rabid dog. When if he actually had heard the conversation and listened to how calm you were and how he was over talking and literally like just shouting into his microphone. And yet he just, nope, didn't happen.
And just quickly before Drag, you play that video, I predict that whoever sends this video or informs G-Man, Antonio, or anybody over there that I'm hosting this hangout and that I'm about to present Drag, they're probably going to attempt to copyright this, or they're going to claim that this is something that should be copyrighted or DMCA'd. So, yeah, that's probably something that's going to end up happening.
Oh, hold on, G-Man's calling me. Hold on.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. Hello?
Do you want me to stop screen sharing?
Huh? I don't, dude, we kind of expected you to let this stupid drama prevent you from coming. This doesn't bother me in the least. I have, JD Kane's threatening you? What do you mean? Maybe you should just talk to him. Like I kind of came to you today and talked to you.
This is why I blocked him on Skype.
See, G-Man, this is what I'm talking about. G-Man, this is exactly what I'm talking about. That's no G-Man. Okay, calm down, G-Man, calm down. Just message the dude and ask him. But that's fine. Okay, well, there's no reason for you to get hyped. Like, I'm pretty sure you don't do this to every other person. Like, just calm down. How about you just ask him, hey, I heard that you were making some type of threats. What is going on? That's it. And then y'all talk about it. If he's really about that life, then go whoop his ass. If not, find out what he's actually saying. Like, there's no need for you to get this hype about this shit. You are hype. Okay. Okay. No, JD Kane, G-Man, JD Kane didn't live in California. He went to California for his wedding. He was talking about his wedding. That's what JD Kane lives in bumfuck nowhere, Ohio or something.
No, he lives in Texas, which is on the West Coast, very close to California.
Okay.
That'll never get old.
No.
Okay, G-Man, how about you just contact him privately? I mean, it's really not that serious. There's no one getting bent out of shape other than y'all. What? You seem pretty hype. Oh, well, no, my wife is watching. I hear it back. I hear it right behind me. Well, maybe you should contact JD Kane. Y'all have a hangout and y'all discuss it. That's what I would suggest.
He's gonna have to waive that $100 fee though.
Okay, I mean, Okay. Well, I
I like
mean,
that.
don't be upset when you don't try to squash the issue. You know what I'm saying? I mean, okay. I mean, I can't speak for JD Kane then.
He's worried about what he's going to be said on Talking Shit Tuesday.
Okay. Well, when we go to the museum, we'll have Hannah film everything. How about that? No, she said you went to the planetarium with her. I did, yeah. Something about Neil deGrasse Tyson. Something on the ceiling.
Why is G-Man calling the evil atheist that he's trying to take down? Because he's trying to take out all atheists, right?
I think that's the one.
As if I was one. He's trying to take down me as if I was one. Well, again, it just depends on what his definition is.
I would say just keep this petty drama here. This is laughable to me.
Oh, this is not petty drama. This is actually bigger than that. Matter of fact, I kind of
a date that you want to meet us. Then forward that.
Can I mute him real quick?
It's petty to get G-Man involved. Yeah. Remember, G-Man's only involved to try and stir some drama because that's what he does best.
You know, I want to point this out because what people aren't seem to realize is that this sets precedent.
Yeah.
If you allow somebody to take a video off your channel and just and Reg knows firsthand because he's had it done.
Yeah.
If you allow somebody to do that and you don't take action, people will do it more and more, and you'll lose your
all right. So just
copyright.
really quickly, I find it a little bit morally questionable that I didn't mute him prior to him answering Skype.
What? Sorry, more questionable what?
That I probably should have muted him before. Yeah.
No. Drag.
No, he was doing that.
He knows what he's doing.
He's fine.
He knows what he's doing. He does it.
The issue is that G-Man doesn't know that he was live, so that's.
Oh, he usually tells G-Man. Yeah, he usually tells him.
Yeah, that's just because it was impromptu, so I guess it just slipped, So I mean, worst case scenario, I'll just make video private.
We couldn't hear G-Man anyway, besides Drag's response to him. So in reality, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. I got a question here. What's this about JD and threats? Where is this happening? Because JD did a 4 minute something video tonight, which I think was about explaining the DMCA system. But there was no sound.
Yeah, well, no, he then did it again. Sorry, I'm trying to someone. He then did it again, but then it was to explain the difference between a DMCA takedown notification versus a terms of service flag. Who knows?
The only one I've got is the one with no sound.
Okay.
I can link it.
He fixed it.
Okay.
Well, I mean, maybe Drake can explain what the alleged threat was. But,
I don't know. So G-Man just called me on Skype and said that JD Kane had made some video or something threatening him, and I'm like, I've not watched JD Kane's channel. Maybe you should. And you guys heard me say maybe you should just go talk to JD Kane. I don't understand what he's asking me.
G-Man is not the guy who follows the path of least resistance. Always remember that, Drag.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not telling you anything you don't already know, but that's literally the nature of the beast with G-Man. He'll find the most ass backwards way of accomplishing whatever goal he has in his mind.
Well, that's not really what he wanted to talk about, though. When you guys hit me from broadcast, he was actually he didn't want this whole thing to spoil the trip to New York. He still wants to see me because he was talking about my height, and he wants to show me this the planetarium thing at the museum. And I said, you know what, Hannah can film it. Like he's excited about this trip. That's what he's talking about.
You know what? That's actually really funny because
he just said that your trip was off.
That's funny. Yeah, that's funny because in the video that's now ironically titled "Hypocrite," he made mention of the fact that he was going to cancel that trip, that it's now off because of how you're part of the crew that has slighted one of his best friends on the internet.
Please.
Yeah, by doing of his own. By the way, Dragnot, have fun at that planetarium without me, you lucky fuck.
I will.
Me too. I like
planetarium.
Yeah, and
I could have cuddled with you, Drag.
Yeah, I know. I'll just
fucking back off. I'm cuddling with him first.
He's big enough where you can handle both of us. That wasn't a fat joke.
Have you seen the man? There's only so much to the love, all right? I'm taking all of it. I'm selfish.
Well,
Fighting over
anyway,
Drag.
to get back in on it, let me say one more thing. With G-Man though, he just went off the deep end. I don't know if it was True's doing or if he just watched the video and got really hyped, but something is really off about that dude. So if anything, my beef is primarily with Ronnie, and it's going to stay with Ronnie because he's the one that initially made the threat. But G-Man, if you're listening to this or if you listen to this later, do me a favor and just stay away from me. You cannot possibly fathom the immensity of the fuck I do not give about you, okay? Just leave me alone. That's all I ask. You leave me alone. I don't want to have anything to do with you.
In this climate, in this
go ahead.
in this climate of the call out videos, because this is what happens here. Atheists call out theists, theists call out atheists. Here's a bad argument. Let's point out this bad argument. This is, whether you like it or not, this is the nature of our small little corner of G plus here. Why don't people just fucking get it? If you don't like it, this is the atmosphere. If you find it too toxic, then get the fuck out. Don't cry about it.
Get swole.
Well, the thing that I can kind of understand people being upset about the atmosphere. The thing that I don't understand is just the blatant hypocrisy, right? So everything Antonio was speaking out against are all things that True has blatantly done. And that's the biggest thing I just got out of listening to that hangout. So he'd say shit like, oh, like these people don't talk about anything of substance. They just do drama. Look at True Empiricism's feed, where anything where it's original content of him in the last, I don't know how long, maybe 7 or 8 months, it's all just been shit about how mean the atheists are and how brilliant and innocent he is. And so and then he said something like, well, Antonio made some quip about the fact, well, atheists are going to go to hell, so they should try to make as much money as possible. But who is the person in this community who has talked about how much they make the most?
Ronnie.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, he's been hypocritical before. Like just right before Skype happened, I was going to ask Drag to play a video of him basically freaking out on me again. This is the second time that he was going to do this. And
I can play it.
Yeah.
Instead, Drag not showing pictures of delicious food.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I think Hannah was making a point though about why he didn't show it. What was that, Hannah? I think we interrupted her.
Shit, sorry. Basically, what he had said after the fact, in one of his now deleted videos, which I hope I'll ask around and see if anybody managed to grab it. He's basically saying how belligerent I was, interrupting him. Something about being like a mad dog or something like that.
I have it, Hannah.
I'm sorry.
I have the video.
Oh, you do? Okay. If you can PM it a link to me or private link or something, that'd be amazing.
I'll have to upload it to my channel privately and then I'll PM it to you.
No, please, if you could, whenever you're ready. No pressure. Yeah. But essentially, this isn't the first time he's done it, but this is the second time. And every single instance this has happened, nobody has called him out on it. Even when it happened the first time on Antonio Fletcher's channel, where he left the room to go to work. I entered the room to speak to Antonio about why, I have certain concerns about Ronnie's behavior at the time. Ronnie came back and went in screaming, "You're a liar! You're a liar! Blah, 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 you're a liar!" And I was just so unbelievably flabbergasted. I was just like, "Fine, I'm a liar, but what the fuck are you doing? You said you're gonna go to work. It's an emergency. Like, what are you doing?"
Oh, I remember that hangout.
Yeah.
What I want to know is why are they so intimidated by me, Sam, and Drag especially? It's like, I don't know what the hell this fixation on what we do on our channel, what we talk about. It seems just recently there's been like a sudden surge for them to really try to shut down channels. I mean, I sent something to Hogtie earlier. I don't know if you watched it, but did you watch the thing when G-Man earlier was like, I'm going to try to shut down you guys' channels?
Could I just,
it's like, and he's like, because at first he's like, I told you they were going to come after our channels. I told you these evil atheists were going to come after our channels. I'm
he's like, black. He's not a Southern Baptist.
Yeah, what's the best I can get? I'm sore. I'm got a sore throat. Was that cheese curd shit?
Yes, that's from
That's
what I
what
understand,
you mean.
poutine.
Could
Poutine,
I,
yeah, poutine.
something that was said earlier on when Dragonaut was going to play that clip. Given that it's already been brought up in another hangout and a claim has been made about how Hannah behaved, then anybody trying to claim a copyright for that small clip being played in the hangout would be on ahead into nothing.
I didn't catch that last part of your sentence, Fiona. What did you say?
If anybody tried to claim that you were breaching their copyright for playing a small clip in defense of an accusation made on another channel, they would be on a hiding to nothing, because that would be fair use. If you're being accused of shouting and screaming and bawling at them, and you play the clip of the interaction, that is fair use.
Yeah, but Drag, could you do me a favor?
Mm-hmm.
If you can play that clip from the timestamp. Just I want to make sure that at least I have a record of it on my channel. So
Okay. I just want to show everyone poutine.
I don't even know what that is.
But this is what
Yeah, well,
Ozymandias is trying to get me to eat.
Just keep up
one
the
of
image
them.
of the poutine.
We have there's far more different kinds of poutine than that. That's just the basic kind.
That's
I kind of wish there's some around here that have that. You know, I'm actually kind of hungry.
We need to make a hangout about this amalgam of
Poutine
things.
I just love how Doctor and Sokka and I are just vandalizing hangouts by
Yeah.
poutine.
Hey,
Well,
better
you're the
cut that
blasphemer
crap out.
because apparently you don't even like poutine. What the hell
Okay.
kind of Canadian are you? Next, you'll be saying you don't like hockey.
I just say that for the drama.
Right.
Are you ready?
Because I feel like that
Let me present you.
Can't hear it.
One individual video on this topic. Go ahead. Yeah. I'm gonna try to run through it as quick as I can. What she's just said was just downright ridiculous. I mean, anybody can go and watch the video and see clearly. But let me put it like this: there's not a single person listening. No one, not Hannah, not anybody, Steve, anybody in that video can point out any place where I misrepresented this guy.
I can.
No one can. The
I
guy
can.
thought something else about my position. He commented under a video, making a comment that he thought I disagreed with. Right? Let's go back to that video really quick. He thought that I was disagreeing with him. Point this up.
Mr. Gertrude?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yeah. It sounded like you all of a sudden stopped talking.
No, I think he's looking DNA. Yeah, he said DNA will degrade in water in the presence of enzymes or increased temperature, not in pure water, which is used in molecular biology. He said, get your facts straight. All of that is exactly what I've been saying for 2 years. And people in the comment section have been pointing that out too. So no one can point out anywhere where I misrepresented the guy.
Would you like me to?
Sit over here. I would absolutely point out and show where I misrepresented him.
Okay, how long? What is my what's my timetable? Because I would love to make a video and point out all of this, but it's going to take me a while. So when would you like?
Come on,
by Monday
Hannah.
or
show it? Don't just make an accusation. You got.
I don't. If I present to you the evidence in the form of a video, will you watch it and respond to it?
Show me it. Show me it now. If you know that I
have a video right now. I am on mobile and I am at work.
Steve's
and I'm not.
video. Go to Steve's video and point it out. We can screen share it right now.
I am on.
It's not going to happen right now.
I am on mobile.
Save the white women, G-Man. Save them.
I am share. I can't screen share. If I make a video when I have a day off, excuse me.
Hannah's at work. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Is at work? Share anything right now. Okay, well, she can explain it.
If I create a video with references to exactly what we're talking about, where your position has changed.
That's fine. You can do that later, but you're here now.
And I give you a reference to the videos in which they originated with transcripts. Will that be enough for you to make a video response?
I'll watch that too. But right now you're here making accusations. Can you explain your accusation, or are they just baseless?
They are based in references that I have access to.
I have a question. Her accusation was that she could explain it. I have a question.
I can't
explain it now. Explain it. You're here. Explain it now.
There is literally 2 years of evidence that I would have to go through. I am asking you, if I consolidate all of the, excuse me, go ahead. Yep.
Yeah, forgive me, Hannah. I'm about to mute you, okay? All right. Ooh. Did I hit the mute? Okay, cool. Woo, I thought I ejected you by accident. Okay, look. Okay, you said that you can't defend yourself right now on this topic. You said that you're gonna need time in it. You can make you can use transcripts and all this other stuff and whatnot. This is not gonna get resolved today. You're not gonna be able to respond to him because you already said that. I'm gonna give you a pass tonight. You can make a YouTube video and you can go about providing your evidence for whatever it is that you think that True did in an individual video. When you're not at work and when you're not using your phone. All right? True. If you're cool with that, True, you can simply respond to the video. Okay?
I have a question.
It's time to move on.
No, that's perfectly fine with me. I'm just asking to give me a few days so I can consolidate it. That's all.
I just find it strange that all I heard was assertions from her, though. But I could explain my position, but she
not like the assertions you were making that everybody's lying.
Hold on, Hannah, I'm talking. Hold on a second. I don't understand how you can just make assertions, but as soon as it comes to you, at least try to explain where he was misrepresented. You couldn't give an explanation. You need time to figure something out later on.
Oh no, because I was being cut off repeatedly by everyone in a moderated hangout, and I'm being respectful. So don't take my politeness as cowardice. You might want to watch yourself next time. Watch yourself next time with that kind of attitude.
I have a question.
I'm gonna mute you. Anna, this is the portion of the hangout that you wanted to ask some questions about. Do you want to stay here or do you want to continue with the hangout, or we're moving on from this topic?
Yeah, no worries. What time is it? Yeah, I have to, 10:40. I'm gonna leave in about a minute, but if Antonio has a question for me, I'll answer.
Do you want to stay up for the political stuff, or do you want to?
No, I mean, I'm on my break right now, so I mean, I do have to get back, but I heard Antonio had a few questions for me, so I'll stay a little bit longer to answer them.
Yeah, just
you want to know what? If it's about the DNA.
I mean, you could end it there at that point. He's just like, yeah, we're not.
Did Antonio ever get to his question? Because he seemed like he had a question.
No. He basically says it doesn't. We're ending that topic right there, so it doesn't go any further.
And he should. It was worse than I remembered. Just how, like, Ronnie was just loony, right? And I mean, it's funny when G-Man comes across as a reasonable person, saying, "Well, let her get to a computer so that she can screen share something or do a response." Like G-Man has to be the reasonable person there. So he's supportive of this idea that you make a video.
Is that really what it takes? So just get a white woman in the room and
yes. Yes, that's what it takes. Yes, get a white woman to have all your arguments.
And when Ronnie gets this way, literally G-Man will be the reasonable one in the room. Just let that sink in for a moment.
Yeah.
G-Man, the reasonable one. No, this is not a drill. This is not a fucking drill.
But the other thing is, does this mean that if Hannah makes a video, that your G-Man is going to sit down and watch it, Ronnie's going to sit down and watch it, and then they're going to say, right, okay, so you've presented your evidence.
Ronnie's
not going to do that.
No, I don't think it's going to matter at all. Because keep in mind, the same evidence that Hannah will show will be the same evidence that we have been showing for like a while. I mean, maybe Hannah will get them to sit down and watch the video. Accepting it is going to be an entirely different story. And I think Ronnie is just too proud of his dumb fuckery to admit wrongdoing in any way, shape, or form. I mean, we've been going at this guy for, 3 years in a row? And, how many years has this DNA and water bullshit been going on, where we have screenshots of him admitting that he had to change his position on something he was right about the entire time because reasons? Nothing's going to change with these people. That's my prediction.
Well, what's especially bad about this, Fiona, go please.
Yeah, the other thing was he asked Hannah to show in his video where he'd misrepresented Lance. But the point is that he misrepresented Lance by cutting off what Lance was saying. So how can she show the misrepresentation using Ronnie's video, where the whole misrepresentation is because it's a quote mine taken out of context because Ronnie edited the context out?
He's done that before. He's done that before where Ronnie has said, oh, well, I can show you that my video accurately shows what the guy said. And then he plays his own video again.
Exactly.
Right? He doesn't like when he did that with Steve's video. He doesn't go back and say, okay, well, I'll play, this time around the thing, or here's the link. You can go look at it yourself. Like, it's just, he's nuts. I did want to say too, it is interesting how this, go ahead. Yeah.
Wait, really quickly. Sorry, I'm playing a video. Hold on. I wanted to ask, would anybody, stupid things, stop playing. Would anybody be interested in watching the Antonio hangout where he's actually screaming at me the first time? And he's actually a lot worse the first time than he was the second time.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, was this yesterday?
Yeah,
No,
I'd
this
like
was
to.
a few months ago when I had my old avatar.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see that.
Before you play this, I just need to run real quick and grab some popcorn. Hang on 1 second. Mom!
Can I just remind everybody that I was called out by Antonio, and then when I said, okay, I accept, it was Link, he chickened out and ran like a little bitch.
Bitch man.
Again, and I'm playing out every day for the rest of the month, at least.
Well, I don't think Antonio actually knows
Sam,
what it
why'd you
means
pick
to call
everybody?
someone out.
Is that the
also,
mobile
I was
glitch?
gonna
say something.
Oh, sorry. If I play the video, since I downloaded it directly to Dropbox, I'm gonna try to move the computer as close to the microphone as the sound as possible. Just let me know if it's not loud enough, okay?
So, I have
but I'm gonna need
mods.
you guys
No, I
to-
don't have mods. I can't show them.
Yeah. Well.
Give me mods. Give me mods. So I
No!
can announce them every 5 minutes.
No. Okay, fine.
I have mods. I have mods. I have mods. Now we talk about what I want. So, Howie, what do you think about the Uniform of Nature?
I will fucking beat you to death. Now I'm also gonna give Hogtie mods because I know for a fact he's not gonna let that shit happen.
Who trusts Hogtie?
I trust Hogtie. I can't even give Hogtie mods.
He's a
Never mind.
snake.
Yeah, Hogtie's a snake, as we all know.
Yeah, she sees me as the male Hogtie.
But I don't even know what that means. But
Okay. Hogtie is the male Hannah.
oh,
Okay, so I'm gonna try to play this roughly. I put a note in the video about the timestamp, so hopefully this is correct. So just mute everybody across the board so the microphone doesn't cut out, okay? All right, let's see.
Object, or I should say the atom being oxidized and oxidation all the time. It's really, really, really common. It's so common that people who are chemistry majors still make that mistake. But the fact that Truth can't take any type of correction from anyone he doesn't like is indicative of somebody who hasn't moved on it, in my opinion. But, I can take my opinion and shove it, and I understand that. So,
Can I make a comment?
go ahead.
Oh, sorry, George.
No, you go ahead.
Antonio, is it all right?
Yeah, go ahead. Just because I don't really want to make this hangout about this. I actually want to talk to Jack about something, but you can go ahead and say what you want to say.
No, I just wanted to make this really quick comment, and then I have to leave. So, this wouldn't continue to be an issue if the only thing Ronnie did was just say, "Listen, I goofed. It was a mistake. Whatever. Here's the correction." If he just left it at that, which he did do later, he did obviously make a correction. Then nobody would say anything. It'd be like, okay, well, he goofed again, just leave him, and move on. This would have been done weeks ago. But instead, what's happening? Pierce is in the room.
Yeah, you got to come back in.
Okay. But instead, what's happening is, yeah, I made a mistake, but look at you guys. Look at what you did. Look at, dishonesty. He's bringing everybody down with him to do something like this. And that's where this thing keeps getting brought up. It's one thing to just say, I goofed, that's it, and we move on. Everybody would. Drag wouldn't be talking about it. I wouldn't be talking about Steve, everybody else. But it's when you start dragging people through the mud and then you just start changing little details of the story, or making it make yourself look a little bit better, these minor tweakings. That's where people have problems with. And these attacks.
Wow.
Great, I'm a liar. Great, I'm a liar. Okay.
You're going to say
and these little attacks. Yep, great, I'm a liar. True. I didn't. Great, I'm a liar. I am a liar. Okay, great, I'm a liar. Great, I'm a liar. Great, I'm a liar. True. I admit it right now. I am a liar. There you go. Now let me finish.
Great, I am a liar, True. I am in the middle of a sentence right now. You were supposed.
No, can you do me a favor really quick? Can you screen share this?
You are supposed to go to work. What are you doing? Why are you interrupting?
I know what you guys want to do. You want to lie about it back.
Antonio, can you please seriously? He's.
Well, finish about the topic, and you're going to sit over here and act like you know or have a position to criticize it. If
I commented. Listen, I read the entire thread.
You're going to even know what I'm talking
You
about.
interrupted me. You interrupted me.
Here's what I want to do.
You interrupted me. You interrupted me.
We can go check it out. You're
Antonio, seriously, he interrupted me, and I thought this was going to be a quick.
I was just going to say.
Screen share this.
True. You're not just saying that you were going to go to work.
That these people are lying. Wish I had it.
What have I lied about? The fact that you goofed and admitted it, and then you started turning around and attacking other people?
Here's what I ended up doing.
Yes, you did.
Here's what ended up happening. Do you want to hear what ended up happening?
You made a mistake. There's no problem. True. I have not even said a single lie.
Hey, did he correct me on any mistake?
True. You are still interrupting me. I just said.
Did I or not?
If you're gonna mute me, why are you asking me a question if you're gonna mute me?
Hey, share the video. Share the video. Share the video.
Stop asking me a question if you're going to mute me.
He doesn't know what he's saying.
You made a mistake.
I don't want to hear you. Share the video. These people are lying.
I'm on the phone. I can't share a video.
I'm not asking you to share the video, dipstick. He's trying to share the video.
True, you interrupted me. You're the one being incredibly rude and dishonest right now. You're being dishonest.
Let him share the video.
You are not the moderator of this room, Antonio. Let him mute me if he decides to.
All right, go.
Sure, fuck off.
I'm just gonna play the video right here.
And then it goes on for like, I don't know why they decided to play that video. It's just him, a video being misrepresented, misrepresenting Steve, essentially. It's like, oh, this is my evidence of a clip that I claimed was misrepresenting. So whatever, whatever.
And guess what? You're like, okay, fine. I'm a liar. Can I finish? And that's why I don't go into hangouts where True Empiricism or his butt buddies are actually in charge, because you will never get a word in.
Yeah, that's you're right. That one is even worse. And it's funny because to Ronnie's credit, he doesn't get emotional very often. Like G-Man is sort of famous for losing his cool all the time. But Ronnie's not so bad for that. But when he does, it's pretty much always in those circumstances where he's caught out on something. Mm-hmm. And he can't just be like, oh, okay, well, I'll let the person finish, or, he gets explosive. That's really sensitive about that.
Yeah.
I don't know why. He just really gets explosive when I'm talking to him. I don't understand. And I apologize if it peaked a lot. I actually had headphones in, but really shitty ones at the time. So I guess it just peaked too often. But I mean, it keeps happening where even if I can be as calm, polite, and just straight to the point as possible, if he feels like I'm attacking him, even in the slightest degree, he's just gonna go apeshit.
Well, of course. Remember, it's not the fact that you're being rude, or, I mean, you can be all Red's rhetoric on them and they'll blow up at you. You can be all Hannah on them and they'll blow up on you. How you actually talk to them doesn't really matter. It's what you're saying. And if what you're saying is you messed up for these reasons, they're automatically in attack mode.
Yeah, True doesn't have a lot of ability to have a back and forth with folks. It really didn't take much for me to get him fucking furious. Like it's incredibly fast. It's almost surprising.
Fast with Fiona and myself, I've noticed.
Oh yeah, I mean, maybe something there.
Let's not lie. I mean, the evangelicals are hugely sexist in this community.
I mean, I'm not going to go that far. I'm just pointing out that when Fiona was talking to him about the issue of the fallacy of division, like he really didn't waste much time in becoming rude.
Oh, I mean, again, this is just an observation, right? This is not. I can't. I don't pretend to really understand a lot of Ronnie's motives because of the fact that he continually surprises me with dumb fuckery. Like, I can't. He's so stupid. I can't get in his head. But the bigger thing is, I mean, do these people want? And I would ask Ronnie if I could ever get him in a room. is what is your goal here? What do you want to actually have conversations about the science? Because it just, you know, I would love to talk about some of these issues more deeply, but I think his ego just gets in the way too much, and he wants to think that he's on, you know, that he's talking about the cutting edge, and he's, you know, king shit of Turd Mountain. But I'm sorry, he's not.
I have a theory. I have a theory on why he's actually here, and keep in mind that I don't know if this is true, but I think I was the first person he ever spoke to in this community. And he had a one-on-one Skype convo where he went through his entire spiel, and the way he would tell me his spiel, it was almost like he was farting in a wine glass and sniffing it as if it was the most miraculous thing ever to come out of Satan's asshole. He really thinks highly of himself. The only reason he's here, in my opinion, because of that, is to stroke his own ego. He really does think he's that good.
Well, no, at this point, you have to think he knows he's not that good. He knows he's wrong about these things, but yeah, he's still after it to stroke his own ego.
Yes, and
he doesn't know.
Being that his ego is being threatened, he's in full attack mode, which is why when Hannah was going in there and being as polite as possible, and was actually saying, okay, I'm going to tell you this thing. Now true empiricism is going to interrupt. Here's a screen share, interrupt again. It's because he knew what was happening at that very moment. He was about to get thrown up, and he didn't want that to happen because ego needs to be protected.
I just realized I had you planned this whole time, Hogtie.
I just think he's a bitch. Is that too much?
Oh, good.
Internet high five, Drag.
That's my overall assessment of True. He's just a bitch on the internet.
Yeah, well, I don't know what I can add to that.
Yeah, what happened with your fight with TE there, Drag?
Oh man, I fought him in my mind, and I think he won. He cornered me and beat me down with stupid. He had so much of it, I didn't know what to do. I just panicked.
Have you? I mean, look at the size of his head. He looks like he can take a punch. Like, oh, sorry, that's where we draw the line there. Only Drag laughs because I'm a horrible person.
I was gonna say that's.
Well, yeah, he's got a fucking gigantic head, and he can probably. I'm giving him a compliment. He looks like he has a good chin.
It's nicely rounded.
I mean, there's a lot of forehead there as well. You could break your hands on his forehead. That's
there's no need to there is no need to go down that route though. Seriously.
I just wanted to ask, now that this has kind of been established for right now, I know Hogtie said that all this happens a lot, you know, it always goes through its major crises before they go into their lull. Well, now that we're kind of in the center of one at the moment, what's the worst we can expect to come out of this storm? I mean,
he's going to concoct some conspiracy.
Yeah,
he already has.
Like I said,
He already has.
in reality, I'm hoping that nothing comes of it, so that I don't have to do pretty much anything. Mainly because I'm lazy, but you guys already knew that.
That's true. But no, they've already concocted a conspiracy theory because with this daft claim. But the atheist told me to mirror it.
Who is the atheist? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I don't know.
Did he say it where he forgot to pluralize it? Because for some reason, none of them can pluralize atheist.
Well, no, in Ronnie's hangout, he specifically said, atheist messaged me and told me to re-upload this on my channel.
He used the word mirror.
What? Wait, he said people personally messaged him?
Yep.
Oh, you're missing that, yeah.
Hangout link there in the
did you not know that?
side chat.
No.
Yeah, and
apparently this is a trap. This is a trap.
Yeah,
Steve apparently set a trap.
Well,
This is
he
what
didn't say Steve. Hold on, he didn't say Steve. But yeah,
No,
since Drag
at
missed
one
it,
point they did.
he did. Okay, sorry. Well, at the so Hannah's audience will love this because I'm going to repeat it, and I was intentionally repetitive before because I want people to remember that this is the case. At no point has Ronnie ever said that atheists told him about, you know, so this is going back to the concern that he misrepresented Lance. And Ronnie does not at any point state that any atheist ever told him that what Ronnie ought to do then is to add a link so that people can go watch the original video in context. right? No one told him to add a link. What Ronnie has said repeatedly was that the atheists told him to copy the video onto his own channel, right? So we, the atheists told him to copy the video onto his own channel, and Ronnie, who of course always does what the atheists tell him to do, proceeded to do that, and then now the atheists have DMCA'd him because it's a trap.
See, this is so bizarre because he just like, how is it possible that he's this bad of a liar?
I'm not really surprised that he's this bad of a liar. I'm surprised that people believe it.
Well, I've asked him for evidence of. I said, "Oh, so you're saying the atheists?" And I would accept if even one or two atheists had messaged him.
Yeah, like a
and
screenshot.
Said,
Well,
yeah, what you need to do
I think
here,
Tyler
Ronnie, is
Durden told him upload the full clip of what
Yeah.
Lance was saying.
Clip.
Yeah, and he took clip and said, "Oh, I'll just upload the whole damn thing." Oh, the atheist told me to upload the whole damn
Yeah,
thing.
he doesn't understand context at all. But to go to his lying, you know what it actually is? It's the fact that he has people around him that embolden him, and that continue to tell him that he's doing right, and basically he doesn't have any self-awareness or conscious to tell him what's right from wrong. And so when he's hearing all these people telling him, "Oh, Ronnie, you're sticking it to them. You're right, Steve's wrong."
That's an excellent point. Honestly, that has
That's his conscience. That's his moral guidelines.
That's what's got me more frustrated than anything else. It's clearly you can tell that many of these people who are giving him a pat on the back haven't watched the videos, either the originals or in full context. It's just very clear by the way that they're trying to retell the story. They've only
Of course.
right, and things like that. I don't think Beckel's an idiot, by the way. I'm quite fond of him. I'm quite fond of him and his ability to defend theological positions.
Beckel's an idiot. He's just incredibly dishonest.
I know that may be the case, but in this instance, he's just going based off of word alone. I mean, his retelling of certain hangouts where he's been in has even been a little bit off, but not entirely untrue. And when Ronnie repeats something or when Ronnie says something, do you see that they don't ask for evidence, or they don't ask for evidence? They're basically all just nod their heads in agreement. That's what's concerning to me, because I'm asking, hey guys, can you give me a clip to this part? So I just want to know what's said. And look, I've got links to the live, to the video I'm asking for in the side chat. On the other hand, people who just by what they're saying clearly haven't watched are all just shaking their head like, of course, this is what they do. This is just who they are. Meanwhile, it's not atheist who does it.
And Hannah,
Brojo did that tonight because Ronnie retold the story of what has happened, and it included this conspiracy by the atheists. As this is what actually happened, according to him. So Brojo's now decided that the atheists are really sneaky and really dishonest for doing that to Ronnie.
Yeah,
there's no way.
Brojo actually used the words, "It sounds like a trap."
Well, we also got to remember that's not just them. There's actually somebody in the community that's been goading them on behind the scenes for quite some time, and he actually got brought up today, and that's Cliff Stamp. Cliff Stamp is a fire starter. He literally goes out of his way to say things just so they can make it sound like they're legitimized, and he does so because he gets enjoyment out of it. And I've noticed that pattern for several years now. I've heard that's exactly what his thing is, and I've been noticing it more and more. Whenever he comments, it's always a strike, stoke those flames. So be aware of that.
I want to also say I understand people. There's a very low chance that all of
Hannah,
you guys
stop
are going to make
screen
this
sharing.
mistake.
Hannah, stop screen sharing.
Stop screen sharing. I'm on a mobile, so that's probably why I sound like shit. Anyway, so even though there's a very high chance none of you guys will make this mistake, I just want to make sure. With G-Man and Beckel and Antonio, basically patting him on the back saying, good job, that does not alleviate True of any of the blame, because keep in mind, he has been through this shit before. He has already been taught this lesson. I have rammed it up his ass 3 years ago. He knows exactly what the hell is wrong.
Yeah, it doesn't mitigate his responsibility, sure.
Yeah, it doesn't. And so with that being said,
and take care. I need to go. Bye-bye.
Go to sleep.
Good night.
Yeah, I got class.
I got me an Edward's turtle pie, and damn, let me tell you, this shit is good.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Anyway,
I'll get you guys tomorrow.
Well, I guess as I was saying, just to finish my thought, you know, Ronnie has experience with this. He knows exactly that this is the wrong thing to do because, again, he's done it with me already. And you ask Ronnie, hey, how did that work out for you? Not very well, if I remember correctly. And so even though he may have people egging him on, he should at least have enough sense or enough memory, unless he has to have a goldfish, to know that, hey, I tried this before. It didn't work out all that well.
Yeah, and by the way, a part of what's emboldening him is because they do surround him, and already Ronnie, even to a greater extent, G-Man is spinning it as, well, look at how they're attacking Christians. Right, so they really want to band the Christians together. Of course, they don't mean Christians; they mean their particular in-group of radical evangelicals. They don't mean all Christians because the other Christians get lost. But it's all for them. It's about an attack on the gospel message. That's how he's respinning it. And just mentioning history. There's a particular history with Ronnie about this. So this is about the issue about the DMCA's. But in the history of DMCA abuse, the biggest dramas that have happened, and I mean even bigger than the Venom Fang X Thunderfoot drama, centered around an atheist named Brett Keane and an atheist named Gary in Mendham, right, where they had made DMCA's with a complete misunderstanding of the law and had done so maliciously, and they were vexatious filings, and everybody just landed on them for it. So, you know, again, this is another example of, as I often like to say, if Veckel were to park his car diagonally across 3 handicap spots and somebody went to him and said, hey, can you move your car, please? There's always going to be those evangelicals that'll stand up and claim that we want him to move his car because we hate God.
Well, they never let a good disaster go to waste or something. They don't let it, you know, any kind of scandal they can get mileage out of there usually. I want to know how I'm the atheist is persecuting Christians. How did that happen?
Yeah, and also I think what we need to highlight here is that, you know, the first time that this happened 3 years ago and the other time that this happened, which was today, we were very vocal about, you know, a DMCA will be filed if you do this thing. And so there was an active warning, hey, you can avoid this shit show right now if you just simply do X, which is very easy. With Steve, it was take down the video. With me, I didn't even go that far. I simply said, put the title back to the original and put a link in the description to the original and stop censoring comments on the mirrored video. But he decided to be a hard ass about it, and so that's when the DMCA happened for me. So even if you are as charitable as possible to these people, they are still going to go all out, balls deep, and say, you know what? Let's just see what they do. Let's just see what they do. Then all of a sudden, they're going to play the victim. Oh, we're all being persecuted because they hate Christians. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me, bro? We went out of our way to be kind to you, and this is how you're painting us.
Well, every time you do be kind to them, they bite your hand.
Yeah, I didn't know that that was, you had said you wanted the comments left open. You didn't want him to censor comments on his copy of the video. I didn't realize that you were allowing him to keep up his copy on conditions, where one of the conditions was.
Yeah, I did, and in fact, there's a YouTube user who is not really in our community anymore, but he's still active. His name is Crenshaw Paul, and Fiona was even there to witness it herself. And I have screenshots on an old hard drive of mine which show that I gave him every opportunity to keep the video up. But the issue was he changed the title to say, Atheist Redline gets epically owned by my amazing intellect, or whatever bullshit title he gave. And in the description, he's like, Atheist Redline gets epically owned by my amazing intelligence because XYZ, which wasn't the original description, and no links to the original. And when Crenshaw Paul, myself, and Fiona start commenting on that video, we would find the comments deleted. That's when I gave him an ultimatum. You can keep this mirror on your channel in full. All I ask is that you return the title back to the original, you put the description back to the original and leave a link to the original, and stop censoring comments. That's all I did. That's all I was asking him to do, which is very easy. It's a quick edit. And then he decided to be a hard ass even to that extent.
Well, the censoring comments is a bridge too far. In my view, and there's a weird thing around mirroring. My understanding is that uploading a full video that still exists on YouTube would just be a violation. I mean, that's been a point in dispute on YouTube for some time. Yeah. But there is, some people would offer as a justification for doing it because it permits or enhances discussion, right? And there was a tradition for a while that if somebody uploaded a video and then disabled comments, that somebody else would then upload it to another channel and announce, hey, if you want to comment on it, you can comment on it here. I'm not saying that doing so would be consistent with the terms of service or with copyright law. I'm just saying that people would offer that as a justification because it actually helps facilitate discussion and ideas, around an issue. What I find weird about Ronnie's choice to mirror it to his second so-called drama-free channel is that he did it with the express purpose of directing views away from Steve's channel, and also to prevent comment. Or all he had to do, right, was to say, okay, I understand some people in the comment section are contesting the fairness of this representation of what Lance said. So you can go, here's the link. You can go watch the original. Oh, no, he can't do that because that adds another view onto Steve's. And worse, it directs people to a place where the ideas were being discussed openly in an open comment section. And he cannot tolerate that. He cannot tolerate it. So instead, he copies his own thing up there, makes it so that it's no way connected. He changes the title so it won't show up in the related video search, and locks down the comment section so that people who would try to comment on it obviously wouldn't be allowed to if it wasn't favorable to them. So it actually goes against the entire justification there is for mirroring. It does the exact opposite.
Yeah, I made the observation that this is probably where he got the idea of his overwhelming support when he had that original conversation with me on my original channel, Redline V8, because he was getting that from a comment section that he controlled. And so he would just delete all comments that disagree with him, all comments that corrected him, rightfully so, and only leave the ones that agree with him. And that's where he got this idea that, oh, everyone agrees with me, look at the video. Oh, hey, where's the link to the original? What do you mean original? That's right, it's my video, jackass. And so here's what you're going to do. You're going to leave the title as the original title, put a link to the original, and stop censoring comments. Other than that, keep the video. I like you to keep the video. It only increases the conversation. I'm not making money off of YouTube. I don't care. Do it. And even then, even though I gave him that much, he still decided to be a hard ass about it.
Reds, do you remember when Ronnie would actually show one of his earlier videos? I think it was the Drunken Podcast that he was on, the Drunken Peasants podcast. And they're all, awesome comments, every one of them. Because he literally went through on his video and took out all the negative ones so he can stroke his own ego. Yeah, and I'm not even exaggerating. He took out every single comment that was negative, just leaving the good ones. And he'll go back to that video and go, well, back, here 2 years ago, people telling me, that I know my shit, and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, you deleted all the other comments that called you a fucktard. So,
I was going to bring up that example. It is so funny because he really hoists that up as a great example of how people really praise him. Shows a video that's on his own channel with only favorable comments. What I find funny now, they changed the way it works on YouTube for quite a while now. This doesn't work on mobile devices, but if you're doing it in Chrome on a desktop or a notebook computer, it'll say, like comments, 97. And then if you count the comments, there'll be 12.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, G-Man wants to sue. Hey, G-Man, I'll give you all my information. Go ahead. I'll give you I'll even Google my house for you if you like. Hell, I'll even give my social. Anything you want, sue me. Believe me. Come on. I'm up for any fight, my friend, because I know I'm in the right. So anything you have, unless you're just giving Lee lip service, piss off. So man up, sue me, or shut up. I mean, I don't really. Wait. I'm gonna rant here. Hang on. You know when I get a rant? Come on, Rez.
Well, I know you want to rant, but there's actually something.
Fine, I can wait.
All right,
that's cool. You know me, my rants are like this quick, and then whatever.
Steve, I'll make it up. I'll make it up to you later when I come visit you in that special way. You know what I'm talking about, okay? Anyway, Hannah,
You're so good to me.
Can I ask you to do something?
Visit him from behind.
Don't
ask.
No. In all seriousness, guys. In all seriousness, please read the text message that G-Man just sent you.
Hold on.
While she's doing that, can we get a put up or shut up? You want to sue me? I'll give you all the information you need.
Hang on.
I've never lost a legal thing.
I want this to be read out loud so that we have a record of it. See, unlike True and G-Man, I actually like to keep a record of things so that I can actually go back and justify my assertions.
Okay, so G-Man's text message. Redline, better hope I don't respond. He just told a bold-faced lie. I was there. I remember.
Okay, cool. I would like to know what lie I just told, because keep in mind that he may remember or think he remembers, but I actually have screenshots and I actually have videos downloaded which accurately depict what went on. And guess what? It matches what I've been saying. G-Man, I've said it before and I've said it again. Do not get into a pissing contest with me. This is one you are going to lose.
I've said the same thing. You will
okay,
lose.
Keep in mind, my original channel was never taken down. You attempted to take it down. You failed miserably, even though you had Brett Keenan and Justicar helping you out. But I have privated videos on that other channel that I will be more than happy to make public again, just to show everyone what a dishonest little shitbag you are. So please tell me what lies I am telling so I can conveniently go to my other channel, make those private videos public again, and ram them up your ass. Come at me, bro.
He never does. He always says, "Oh, that person's lying." I have proof they're lying. He can't even tell you what the lie is, let alone actually provide proof. I have a question for Hannah when the opportunity arises.
The opportunity has shown up.
Okay, good.
By the way, Jim touched me inappropriately when we were drinking together, but is that Brad time to talk about it? Okay, well, maybe next weekend we can bring it up. I got to resolve. I got to work out these things. Okay.
So, Hannah, how many people for this hangout? How many of that group has requested the link to join this conversation and has been turned down by you and has just been told, "No, we're not dealing with it tonight. I don't want you to come into my hangout tonight."
Nobody has asked for the link, but I have been giving it out. So I invited Antonio. True Empiricism wasn't showing up, so I didn't know what to do. So I just kind of skipped over him.
They won't come under. I'm in here because I'm the big bad Steve. What they're so scared of.
But I did invite G-Man. So I mean, nobody asked for the link, and I didn't turn anybody down. But if they ask, I wouldn't mind giving them at all.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They'll complain about the so-called echo chamber hangouts, but they started that hangout today, agreeing to lock the door. There was no way that they were going to let Brojo or King Matthew or anybody else in there hear an alternative side of the story calmly presented. It was just not going to happen.
But he called me out. That's what I don't get, Hogtie. It's like you call somebody out, and then you're like, "Okay, fine, dude, I'm up for it. Bring it."
It's because they don't know what that means.
I'm like, yeah, exactly. It's like, do we not have the same usage of the word a call out? I mean, am I missing something here? I have never seen so many people bitch out that have in that little hangout just seriously. What was it, an hour ago? All of them bitched out. I couldn't freaking believe it.
They know the definition of a call out, just like G-Man knows the definition of atheist. It's going to change every 5 goddamn seconds.
But it was kind of shocking, though. I'm like, okay, sure. And I even said, can I tell you guys don't go in there? But I was like, fuck it. There's a lot of shit going on. Maybe I'll make an exception and go in there. And no, they were scared shitless. They were like, we don't want you confronting Ronnie on this. No, you can talk about evolution, but you can't talk about the DMCA shit. Really? Really? Okay. No, not going to happen. It's not how it works.
So you would be welcome in if you talked about a position that you don't hold and not about the actual drama.
Well, I mean, they wanted to talk about evolution versus intelligent design, but I'm like, you already had the bite of that apple, right?
Yeah.
You choked on my core is what he did. So Yeah, but I mean, that's why they isolated him. That's why they know if I was to go in there and explain exactly how he stole my video, violated terms of service, why he got DMCA or DMCA'd after giving him notification, and how his false DMCA is an actual violation of law, he might have really recognized that maybe he fucked up. But hey, you know, they're isolating him, so they're like, oh, it's okay, Ronnie, you'll be just fine. Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
So which video of yours did he DMCA?
The Hoven one.
Oh.
Because, and this is what really is bizarre. He actually said, well, when Steve had this hangout, he was telling Shadow that if somebody just uses clips from a hangout, that's DMCA-able. I'm like, bullshit. Bullshit. Timestamp, please. No, what I said was, in order to use clips, you have to make a transformative piece. You have to do something to it. Add commentary. Do what Skylar does. He has bumpers to it. Something to make it at least different. Right? And I told Ronnie, I said, look, take this down, but you can use any clip from it. You know, I would hope to use the clip in the entirety rather than cutting it short kind of thing. But, you know, use the clips. I encourage it. But you cannot take an entire video from another channel, download it to yours, or download and then we upload it to yours. That's a blatant violation. And then he literally thinks that, oh, well, you stole my stuff. No, I didn't. My work is my own piece using your clips, which is perfectly allowed. Did he finally remove the video? Or does it come up DMCA, just out of curiosity?
Well, if that's not the rules, then hello, Vivo, and hello, this downloader. Let's have some fun together.
Oh my God! I'm telling you, though, YouTube would be even worse state than it is. I mean, that's how these channels operate.
By the way, videos. According to the live chat, the video in question was removed by Ronnie.
That's what I just heard. But I mean, did it go down, or did the DMC actually go through? It can take up to 2 days.
It just says it was probably removed. So removed.
The video was. Wait a minute. The one that Ronnie stole was removed just now.
I believe so. That's the one they're referencing.
So here's the thing.
Anyone confirm that?
You go to True Talks TV, which I can try to find on my.
I'm on a phone. I can't do it.
Oh.
I could do it.
Yeah, why do you think he sounds like he's underwater, Steve? It's not like he said that 20 minutes ago.
I'm sorry, okay?
Okay, so when I go to True Talk TV, it says, oh, this channel has one video on it. And I go to the videos, and then it says there are no videos.
Yeah,
right. And then, but I anticipated
it could be that he just unlisted the video.
No.
Made it private, or took it down.
No. Yes. So I anticipating this, and actually, well, it's kind of unfair here, because of the ordering, the processing of the DMCA claims. He had an opportunity to pull the video down. So now, when they go to process Steve's DMCA claim, there won't be a video with that ID.
Right.
So
because they'll say this video is removed by user. Right. And that's fine.
Oh no, the Google Hangout glitch has taken over.
Yeah, it says this video has been removed by user, so that's fine. When they go, they're just basically what happens at that point. They say, you know, the thing's already been resolved. I'm not sure if he still gets a strike, but it doesn't resolve the false DMCA he does on me. So that's now been escalated to again a counter notification. Now he has to go to federal court if he wants to take it further. And once he doesn't, I can actually write about the malicious DMCA.
I don't understand. What? Excuse me. Oh God. Oh, it's 1 a.m.
So can I say something real quick? Kind of. G-Man doesn't. Yeah. Can I explain something to G-Man real quick? Gina says Fiona stole my video. In fact, a lot of atheists have stolen my stuff. No, G-Man, they haven't. Let me explain this again for somebody who's stunted mentally. Okay, you're allowed to use clips from other people's videos as long as you make it a transformative work. In other words, you do something to make it different. You cannot download the entire thing in its entirety and then upload it to somebody's channel unless they give you permission. I don't know what the thing with the Chocolate Atheist video was. I heard she had permission, but nobody's been stealing your stuff. And you sit there and you complain that somebody took your video, and then you think it's perfectly okay for Ronnie to do it to me, and you don't see a problem with that. Ronnie literally took my video, downloaded it, and uploaded it completely without even touching it. And that is against terms of service. And in retaliation, he tried to false DMCA me. That's a crime. G-Man, you literally talked your friend into committing perjury. And I am pursuing it.
Yeah.
If I was you, G-Man, I would right now start trying to right this wrong, because if you really are a good friend of True, that's fine. Do the best friend thing and tell him, look, dude, you fucked up. It's time to.
Don't. No, I actually have the counter notification out. I am putting this for all it's worth. I don't think I care if he rescinds anything anymore. I really don't think I will rescind my claim, because if he wants to do Scorched Earth, I'm going to show him what happens when he does Scorched Earth. And when his channel gets taken down for malicious use of DMCA, then he'll think twice next time. Because nothing was going to happen to my channel. Let me explain what happens, G-Man. I filed my counter notification. I have to wait 14 days. My video gets remonetized. It goes back on my channel, and my strike is removed. That's it. That's the only thing that happens. Him, on the other hand, for filing a false DMCA is much, much more interesting, because that case, that's a legal thing that he did because he was being malicious, and that's not how you use the DMCA system.
Yeah,
you advocated for him too.
Oh, wait, introduction time. So, a special someone would like to enter the Hangout, and I'm going to ask that everyone please mute across the board.
Can I just finish the sentence? He can come in, but I want to finish my sentence. So, because the little mobile app drop thing happened. So anyway, I had left a window open. When I reload it, I get the explicit message, and I just posted the video ID, by the way, to the external chat. And the explicit message is removed by user.
Right. No, he took it down, which means the DMCA will it'll be like it's already been resolved. I still think he has the strike, though. If he removes it, he gets the strike. The strike stays. I didn't remove my video. I'm fighting it, so mine's going to be taken care of. But if you take the video down, you basically, I think you're actually tacitly admitting that your video violated.
All right, Steve, you might want to mute, please. Thank you. All right, everybody's muted. All right, I'm going to mute myself. Maybe I'll just leave that open, and let's see if G-Man is going to have any issues coming in. Oh, there we go. Give me 1 moment. There you go.
All right. So, Hannah, can I get the 3 minutes I asked for?
Yep, you're good. Everybody's going to be muted, and I'll mute myself too, so we don't.
All right. So this is a quick education for Steve McRae, real quick. I'm not saying that Fiona took a portion of my video. I'm not saying that she criticized my video. She stole my entire Chocolate Atheist video and put it on her YouTube channel. In fact, this week when I'm humiliating your community, Steve McRae, I'm going to be showing you how, I don't know, half this community on YouTube has been stealing my stuff on the internet. And I'm talking about the entire videos, the whole 3 and 4 and 5 hour Google Hangouts, according to your logic. Okay, and now Redline told you guys a bag of goods on here. Well, I guess true empiricism would have learned the hard way. There's going to be a video response to that one coming, because I actually know what happened on that during that particular time. And Redline just told you guys a bag of goods as well. All right, so the reason I wanted to come in here was to correct Steve McRae regarding what Fiona did, and to point out that Redline is making stuff up as he goes along. Okay. And the other thing that I wanted to say is, Steve McRae, you false flagged True Empiricism. The atheist community are accusing Brett Keane of being a false flagger because he was DMCAing people's channels. Now you guys want to change the definition of flagging to fit your to fit what you're trying to do right now. I don't understand you guys. If you think evolution is so true, and you think you're so right about science, and people should take you guys seriously regarding your sciences, okay? If people should take you guys so seriously, why don't you just debate the dude instead of trying to run him off YouTube, which it is painstakingly obvious that's what you guys are trying to do. It's so pathetic, it's not even funny. All right? The bottom line is you guys are so afraid of this dude that you guys are trying to run him off of YouTube. But don't worry, True Empiricism won't be the only one using the cell argument. Don't worry, he won't be the only person using intelligent design the way he does it on his channel soon, because pretty soon they're going to hear it on my channel, and I dare you to even look at me the way you guys are trying with True Empiricism, because I'm not him, and I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to be anywhere nice as him. All right, I've been dealing with y'all too long, and I know you're hypocrites. I got a lot of your stuff downloaded, Skype calls downloaded, and I will expose you faster than you can inhale and exhale. That's all I wanted to say. Stop lying about my friend on his channel and start telling the bloody truth, or shut up.
So, just quick pointers on that one.
He's hung up, of course, right?
Yeah. Of course, I know he is.
Yeah, he was
One,
me
he seems to. Yeah. First off, yes, there's a difference between flagging and DMCA's. You fucking idiot. Second,
can you say that again to the fucking idiot again? Can you mind him that flagging and DMCA are two?
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, you know, this is something that you probably can't explain to him because it just might be beyond his limits. So
he doesn't understand.
You know, so we're let's just, you know,
action.
Yeah, exactly. He's an idiot. That's okay. Secondly, you did debate True. You destroyed him. He barely fucking showed up. So you want to talk about somebody showing up and, you know, having a debate? That literally just happened. Did you not fucking watch it, you fucking idiot? Again, sorry. I mean, it's the only way I could describe it right now. So there's those 2 points there. Thirdly, if you think you have a copyright, some type of legal entitlement to that video, G-Man, show it to me on your channel. Because if you don't have it on your channel, what's she taking from you? Oh shit. You probably should have read those copyright things probably a little bit better, huh? Because unless they're actually taking content from your channel, it's not a copyright infringement.
Well, if I can go next. Yeah, so it's not a false flag by Steve. It's not a flag. And Steve holds a good faith belief that he owns the copyright to it. He tried to work it out with True. Okay, fine. So he points out, G-Man points out that Brett Keane had filed a set of false DMCAs, which most people hold the position. We do know that Brett Keane filed a whole bunch of DMCAs. Whether Brett Keane had done so falsely or not is up to Brett Keane to know. But it wasn't just that Brett Keane, like G-Man's complaining that people have said of Brett Keane that he's a false flagger. There was the accusation that Brett Keane was doing these false DMCAs. Additionally, he is known to be a false flagger. He has produced videos where he shows people how to false flag, where in the video he does false flagging and describes the process with such simplicity and clarity and speed as to show that he does this all the time. And in the video he announces he does it all the time. So for brevity, I'm going to repeat. He said that Brett Keane is both a false flagger and a false DMCAer. Yes, we know there's a difference between flagging and DMCAing. No one's changing the definition. Not a single person is confused about the difference between the terms, except perhaps G-Man. I don't know. It seems clear to me what he was talking about there. But that's why people say Brett Keane is a false flagger. And third, okay, well, thanks for coming in and shouting and then fucking off before somebody could respond to you in a mature fashion.
Yeah, if I may.
I'm sorry. One more thing. Sorry. This is the first thing I thought, because he came in and he just bitched and bitched and bitched about Fiona. Is Fiona in here? Let me check my script here. I can say to G-Man, to be my helpful advice, if he has a concern about Fiona's actions, don't bring it to me. You should seek some guidance in Matthew chapter 18 to tell you how to handle your concerns with Fiona.
Exactly. Which isn't in here, not directed to me, because I have nothing to do with Fiona. I am not Fiona. Now, here's what I really want to. All I got out of that entire thing was G-Man's too stupid to know what a flag is, vice a DMCA. Therefore, I just ignored everything he just said. He basically, all I heard was blah 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 blah. I'm an idiot. I don't know the difference between a flag and a DMCA. If a person doesn't know that, how are they intimidating?
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know what I'm supposed to be intimidated with. I mean, it's like, dude, you're a fucking idiot. You don't know the difference between two very simple things, and that's why you're getting run into a huge amount of trouble.
I mean, keep in mind that there was also a bit there where he was like attacking me and what I was saying, because like I was there. Dumbass, you weren't the only one that was there, and dumbass, this was on my channel, and dumbass, I have access to the videos that you don't, which show screenshots, and dumbass, I've already said this multiple times. If you're going to come at me, come at me. You don't need to make threats about it. I honestly don't give a fuck. As soon as you make the video, and at this point, I really hope you do, I'll ram it up your ass like I always do, embarrass the living fuck out of you, and then you can bitch some more about it. Don't come in here screaming at me saying that I'm feeding these people a bunch of BS, because if they want me to justify what I've been saying, I'll be more than happy to. When I actually get home, when I'm not on the shitty Wi-Fi or the shitty phone.
Yeah, I got one more quick point, and then I'm getting battery warnings, and I'm tired, so I'm going to bed. I'm just wondering how many people were given a 3-minute clear, everybody mute across the board, 3 minutes of clear air to go in and either express their opinion politely or to shout like a lunatic. How many people were given that 3-minute opportunity?
Oh no, they
in
could never have
Antonio's
that.
hangout,
God,
or True
please.
Empiricism's hangout, or G-Man's 2 hangouts? And the answer, of course, is 0.
Can we just say they're cowards? I mean, they're
they
absolute
are
cowards.
absolutely frightened, cowardy, scared of
Is
somebody.
there, I don't
yeah,
even, we gotta come up with a new word because coward just doesn't even describe them.
Yeah.
It's like
Anyway, I gotta say my good night. So, good night, folks.
Good night,
Coward.
it's
Stopping by.
Good night, Hawkeye.
It's funny. It's funny because like the conditions probably before coming in, you know, I'm sure he had to work it all out with Hannah. You know, hey, I'm gonna come into the room, but you got to make sure that nobody talks for 3 minutes so I can quickly come in, sound like a complete raving lunatic, and then quickly bail before I have to defend anything I said. Really? Like
Come on,
that's
we need a new word for this. Seriously, coward does not cover it.
God, I mean, I just want to say, I mean, damn, Hannah, that is some good stroking that you're doing there. I hope I get that kind of hospitality.
Wow. Nice. You clap yourself for that one? Want a slow clap for that?
Wait,
Little
is Hannah offering strokes? Am I missing something?
Little bit of
I'm telling you, that's some skill right there. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm not even gonna fault Hannah. I don't at all. Actually, I'm glad that she did
this
that
is a
because
bending over backwards moment.
yeah, it really is.
I'm not saying in a bad way.
Those radical evangelicals. Yes.
It shows the difference between this type of hangout, my hangouts, drag hangouts, that we will pretty much let anybody in. We'll give them enough rope. You know, we don't care. They're cowards, and yet they called me out, and I said, "Fucking okay," and they wouldn't let me in. God,
that was
damn.
such cowardice. And
oh my God,
Antonio, really and truly, I had high hopes for Antonio when he first showed up, and
he's a little bitch.
He's not just a little bitch. He's a cowardly little bitch.
How is he not self-aware of that?
He's glammed onto some people that he thinks are strong in these conversations, and they're not strong. They're just loud.
Yeah, he doesn't know good argument a bit of the ass.
But okay. Can we look at the silver lining of this? I mean, there is a silver lining.
TST is going to be awesome.
No. I can't wait. I can't wait for the G-Man series on the Cell.
Oh God, no!
God.
What?
Well, that's what he said.
He's going to pick up the intelligent design, and he's not going to be as nice as empiricism.
Oh God!
Yeah, he's going to start arguing for. I can't wait for G-Man's intelligent design series coming out.
Oh my God, it's going to be epic.
I know it's going to be great.
I look forward to it.
I hear him fucking Skyping Mr. Intelligent Design right now to get arguments.
Oh, they won't.
Oh no, not that guy. Jeez, that was a cluster.
So,
let me jump in for 1 second and say, Steve, you're eating something crunchy on a live broadcast,
and it's so good.
Really?
Yeah, really.
You're going to share that? You're going to share that, Steve? You're going to share that with your?
No, he's going to continuously and loudly crunch nuts in his mouth while he's in my fucking.
Red knows that sound of me crunching nuts in my mouth, doesn't he?
Oh, damn straight. That's some good memories, man. That's some good memories. We need to revisit that one day.
I tell you, man. I'm telling you, you need to get a hold of like Antonio. That boy will clean your nuts, just sparkling. It'll be like looking into the sun.
Is he as good as you are at that? Because I got to tell you,
oh God, dude.
Oh, so just a heads up, I did add. I found True Empiricism's account, or at least I believe it's his. It's got his little picture on it, and I did add Antonio. So they've been added.
Good.
Whether they join is up to them.
If he does come in, if I don't get a word in, I want somebody here to ask him this question. What was the end result of him having that DMCA bitching contest with me 3 years ago? What was the end result of that? Ask him that question.
His channel got a strike?
Yeah, his channel got a strike. He got kicked off of it for 2 weeks or however long it was. My channel remained unscathed, and he had to send Brett Keane, the Just a Car, and some other douchebag after me. I think it was G-Man. And they all decided to false flag campaign my channel until I got, banned. But that got restated by, I already made the Red's Rhetoric channel at that point, so I just stayed there.
Yeah, well, here's what's going to happen here. He already deleted the video that I asked him to delete. My video will be reinstated probably in about 12 days. So that's back to square one. The only thing pending at that point is his malicious DMCA. And the only way I would ever remove the DMCA is if he retracted his DMCA and he issued a public apology, which was kind of funny. Did you guys hear Antonio say, or was it Antonio or was it G-Man that said Steve needs to issue Ronnie an apology? I'm like, you're out of your motherfucking mind. I would rather stab my eyeball with a steak knife than apologize to him for something I didn't
I'll
do.
gouge mine out with a spoon. Also, Steve, a quick question. I'm actually looking forward, and I hope he actually follows through with it, that video where he's going to expose what happened 3 years ago between me and True. I was hoping after he makes that video, or if he does, we have a hangout on your channel because these fuckheads love to watch your shit, that we actually go through the entire video and I show screenshots that accurately debunk whatever bullshit they're trying to sell.
Sure.
Oh, that's going to be so awesome. So, G-Man, if you're watching, and I know you are, I'm waiting for you. Come at me, big boy.
Yeah, I want to do. You know, we should do something like the Bible Thumping Wingnet kind of like network or something. If I started another channel like the Great Debate Community or something, I was thinking maybe we should have like a network of channels, and then people.
Well,
can
you'd
use
have
that.
to name it the Council of the Great Debate Community or something like that, instead of the Council of G+.
Yeah, and I'm not on that council. I'm a little bit perturbed on that. General's on there, and I wasn't. Oh yeah, there ought to be Christian. G-Man's like, I might get Brett Keane involved in this. Dude, I haven't talked to Brett Keane in a year. He is so irrelevant. Brett Keane, Nephilim Free are so 3 years ago, dude. Get with this program. These guys are irrelevant. Irrelevant. They mean nothing to anybody. People barely remember Brett Keane, and because nobody cares about Brett Keane. Nobody cares about Nephilim Free. These people are just nothing. They don't seem to realize that their time has passed. They're over. They're done. GG.
Plus, Brett Keane is kind of toxic to any hangout or any YouTube video or anything.
There's a lot of Christians that won't even go near him.
Yeah. I mean, the guy's flip-flop back and forth so many times because he just kind of picks whatever position he thinks he can get the most money from.
Yep. Brave G-Man bravely ran away.
Did G-Man call Brett Keane one of his best friends? I mean, if I heard him correctly and he actually said that, bro, listen, I don't really give a shit about you and I'm giving this advice. Find new friends quickly.
Yeah, go get Brett Keane. Go get anybody you want. I'm just telling you, G-Man, I never lost in any kind of battle I've had with people when they pump up their chest and they think they're going to get one over me. I cannot think that any time I've ever lost. I play to win on these kind of things, and I'm an honest person. You're not. You already at a disadvantage because you're a dishonest, ignorant piece of shit. So
yep,
take that to heart. But you've lost every time. Ronnie's got his shit pushed in more time I could possibly imagine. You got to factor that in. I mean, just FYI. Yeah. I'm all for scorched earth, man. I'll do it.
I like how you're seeing my point of view on that, Steve. That's why we're so good together during our private moments.
Oh yeah, because we don't take shit. And we realized that
we're gonna end that on a very homosexual
come on,
note.
we just had a really bonding moment there.
That hey, listen, you guys bond way before this, okay?
Well, that was bondage. That's different.
Yeah, that was bondage. Get your shit together, Hannah.
I know. How can I make
or
that?
Bondo. We use Bondo on the PPs, just the tips.
Yeah, we use Bondo. Duct tape sometimes is involved.
Right, walking around with Bondo on your PP.
Yep, just
holy crap, guys.
You're visualizing that, aren't you? Okay, good to know.
Visualize it. You will have nightmares.
Burn in the gray matter.
No. Okay, it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning. This kind of went on just about. I think it's a good length at the moment. Now we're just responding. Shut up, phone. So I do plan on still making that video for True. I know he's a eager beaver and been standing by very eagerly to watch and respond to it, I'm sure. So I'll start posting some things when I'm ready to have that.
Right. So who's next then? Because I don't want to open a room, but I want to still talk. So
thank you guys for watching, and remember to subscribe.